So Maurice Smith, former UFC heavyweight champion, Ivan Salivary, Charlie Murphy is explaining why y'all niggas don't know about the Chicago Ridge Hand. And he's explaining some particular like martial arts move. It's called a Ridge Hand, and it's a strike. And I don't know what the Chicago Ridge Hand was, but Charlie was insistent that no one was trying out the Chicago Ridge Hand in MMA and that people could do it. And like they were laughing, and Charlie was like, "Nah, fuck you." He goes, "You tell me I don't hit you in the head with a Ridge Hand." And Red Band took a picture, and I put it up on my Instagram. See if you can find it. It's Charlie Murphy standing up, talking to Maurice Smith and to Ivan Salivary. And they're like this, like, ah! And Charlie's got his hand up in the air. He's talking about karate chopping someone on the bridge of their nose. I'll hit you on the bridge of your nose.
So funny, man.
Dude, we were at like fancy fucking Ruth's Chris Steakhouse somewhere.
Yeah.
Crying.
What up, everybody, and welcome back to yet another Sound of Violence podcast. I am Pulver, and I'm here with my co-host, Chris Mandaffer. What up, dog?
Yo. Another day.
Right, we made it through a crazy weekend of fights. Good God.
Oh, yeah.
Between Bellator and the UFC, there was some fucking wild-ass cards.
Yeah, I'm glad you helped catch me up on the Bellator that I missed.
It was great, right?
It was great, yeah.
Yeah, that card is awesome.
Pretty dope that they had it at Penn State, too.
Hell yeah, they're doing regional MMA correctly, which is what Bellator is good at and what the UFC needs to do more of. Like, why they're having a card in Detroit. Guess who's fighting in Detroit? No one from Detroit.
Yeah.
It's insane to me. But if you guys don't know, we are the Sound of Violence podcast. We are a MMA podcast about MMA podcasts. Each week we try to give you guys a shout out to each of the MMA podcasts you should catch, skip, and can't miss, as well as we try to listen to at least a new show each week, because there's so many of them coming out, and I happen to have a job where I can listen to a lot of them during the day, and
as did I today.
Yeah, so it works out well. So we will get right into format off the top, but Chris, why don't you jump us in? Oh, actually, first let's talk about our intro. It is not from an MMA podcast, although it's MMA adjacent. It is Joe Rogan Experience. I don't know if there was an actual number to this episode.
I think it was 1036.
That sounds about right. I know that it was the Sober October or Bender November episode, or Bender November episode of the where it's basically a big recap of Sober October. If you guys didn't know, well, you know. Actually, if you listen to this show, since I was sober all last month, and fuck that. So it was just it was a funny ass episode. But at the end, Joe Rogan told the hilarious story of who is it? Charlie Murphy telling Maurice Smith and Ivan Salivary how y'all don't know about the Chicago Bridge Hand.
Yeah, what is it? You kind of bring your hand up, karate chop someone on the bridge of the nose?
Yeah, I think it's like an inside of the hand, like minus the thumb, kind of like fucking ridge hand.
Wait, like this way?
Yeah,
or
like in.
Or like
no,
that way?
I think it's in. I think you...
Dude, I feel like you would just fuck up your elbow.
Yes, I think you would fuck up everything.
No. If it was like a backhand like this, like a chop, then I could see.
I think that's why I mean, it could be. To be fair, you'll see our artwork for this week, which is a picture of Charlie Murphy demonstrating the Chicago Ridge Hand to Maurice Smith and Ivan Salivary, which is impressive because he does beat out a picture of Doug Stanhope pissing on Ari Shaffir, which was our second close runner-up for the picture of the week. But anyway, now that we've gotten past that recommendation, which is barely MMA related,
I was going to mention, I know you mentioned how no one in Detroit's fighting in Detroit. That just gave me a horrible idea, which I know Dana White's dumb enough to do. You know who they're probably going to have do the narration for the whole UFC Detroit card? Fucking Eminem. God damn it! Now I think about
They can't afford that, dude.
Oh yeah, he does.
No.
He
They'll
does
have,
drive. He does drive a deep price.
Yeah,
that's a good
they
point.
might have Danny Brown, which would be awesome.
Oh yeah, he's
That
also
would-
Detroit. This, but
They won't do that,
No.
but that if they were smart, they would. Because Joey Diaz is friends with them. Like fucking, Danny Brown is super gettable. He loves the UFC. They could easily get Danny Brown to be like, "Yow, yow, we
Yeah.
got half."
Well, I just
it's
remember
crazy.
when it was what was it? Oh, it was last year when it was in Massacre. Fucking DMX did the goddamn like narration or some shit. He's like, "Yo," he's like, "Madison Square Garden."
Yep. But that's the thing is like we're more likely to have Kid Rock than Danny Brown because
Oh
it's,
god, he's from Detroit too.
because-
There's a lot of people from Detroit.
Well, but
Fucking
that's-
Jack White is from goddamn
Ooh,
Detroit.
ICP. I'd be into some
ICP.
I'd be into some
Oh,
ICP.
hell no.
That'd be a great option. Oh god, I was gonna shout out their friend's name, which is the super ridiculous, but I can't remember it. Shouts out to Horrorcore. I keep wanting to say Shaman the God, but that's super wrong. I forget. Anyway, we're so fucking off topic. Chris, why don't you jump us into the MMA podcast that you recommend people check out this week?
My catch this or check this out this week. I actually didn't get to finish it. I was listening to it on the way here. It was You're Welcome with Chael Sonnen. I like this one a lot because he kind of made it. He cut his recap of 217, which is a lot of what we kind of listened to this past week in podcast. He was really like enthused about it, man. He just really brought like his character into it and stuff, and it's really he made it seem really interesting the way he like kind of hyped up every fight and kind of went through it pretty intricately, you know.
That's interesting considering he's part of the Bellator broadcast
I
team
know,
nowadays.
yeah, it was weird, but he's super hyped up, and he was talking about, like, by the way, congratulations to whichever person actually decided to bet on Rose winning by KO in round 1. You probably...
plus 2,500, I heard.
I see, I need to start doing that, because that means I would have had, well, I don't know how much after taxes, because throwing down $100 on that, whatever, that's a chump.
Still would have made...
Well, yeah,
fucking
at least $2,000.
$1,000 at least, yeah.
Or $8,000, probably $1,500. They probably take $1,000. I don't know.
It depends.
But, yeah.
But it doesn't matter. You would have lost it all on the next fight or the fight before anyway.
Yeah.
Or I guess not the one before because we called that one.
That's right.
It's the one fight on the main card we called. No, wait.
No.
What was the fight before it?
Dude, I think we got every pick wrong.
No, I for sure did not pick Johnny Hendricks. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
much
the
right
first fight.
goddamn
Oh,
now.
the first fight. Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about Wonder Boy fight.
Oh, shit. Yeah, we got
No.
that wrong. I forgot
Well,
about that
to
one.
be fair, we wanted to pick Wonder Boy pretty much. We're like, maybe
I like
Masvidal.
Masvidal too much. Anyway.
Chael was talking about he thinks Joanna's attitude is similar to Colby Covington, but the reason why people don't hate Joanna...
I don't believe that at all.
Yeah, he said the reason people don't hate her is because of how good she is and just how she's so fucking tough.
I mean, people... Yeah, I feel like people like Joanna generally. I think they were starting to... Like, she was starting to have a little bit of a Ronda Rousey gimmick that people were not happy
Yeah,
about.
a little too much arrogance.
I think as soon as she said, I'm going to retire undefeated, everyone was like, oh no. That's always the kiss of death. That's like the fucking Eminem walkout music of statements.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I figured she'd lose eventually, not in that style.
That's right. Also, that's Dana White coming to get us because we were talking shit.
Yeah.
You know, that fool likes to ride the hogs. Pun intended.
Well, looking like a tomato.
Yep.
Chael thinks Joanna would be favored in a rematch, kind of like how I said just how Joe Silva was against Weidman. Those notes weren't right. He definitely did fight Chris Weidman. Anderson Silva.
That's all right. You can totally have a Jim Norton moment on air.
Yeah.
Jim Norton did that like 8 times this week.
Oh yeah, huh? That's right.
So Matt, you've been knocked out twice in your career. No, I've been knocked out once and TKO'd once. It's like, oh, you're right. I read that wrong. Did that like 8 times.
And I think he blamed Chris the producer.
Yeah, Chris the producer.
Every time. Chael thinks Cody could have beat TJ. Obviously, well, everyone was saying that there's more time at the end of the second round.
Man,
to me, it looked like TJ was kind of recovering.
I don't know.
Okay?
He's
kind of
well.
I don't know.
He was recovering okay, but when he stood up, he's wobbly as all hell.
Yeah, he kind of thinks out of that fight, congrats to TJ, he won. He is a better man, but it's still it's kind of really still a little indecision of who's the better fighter really is, because he thought Cody did look better mostly on the feet in those close exchanges. Yeah. And me and you were kind of thinking, oh fuck.
Dude,
you know?
Well, and I've heard a lot of people call for that trilogy in time. Like, a lot of people are calling that that's going to be a trilogy fight eventually.
Oh, that's going to be the new Cruz Faber rivalry. This is it. The whole Cruz Faber rivalry, that was like that OG bantamweight kind of big scale thing.
True, except you still have Cruz Garbrandt and you still have Cruz Dillashaw.
Especially on Dillashaw's side, because he definitely wants some Cruz at some point.
So you went from the Alpha Male Cruz rivalry to the Alpha Male Dillashaw Cruz rivalry.
Yeah, the snake in the grass versus Alpha Male. There's so many different...
Oh, those...
It's a love triangle is what that is.
The combination of those three guys are going to put on, guaranteed throughout the course of their career, the best fights that division has ever seen. Yeah. Just every one of their fights have been good so far. They haven't had one bad fight between, 3 now?
Yeah. And it's rock,
paper,
scissors.
Yeah, and it's nothing but rematches from now on, basically, as far as we can tell, now that fucking Don Cruz broke his shit.
Yeah, broke his fucking arm. That's a shame. I mean, yeah.
Man, who knows? Maybe Jimmy Rivera comes in and boxes up everybody.
We'll see. I mean, all I know is I'm seeing maybe it's going to be Aljamain Sterling stepping in. If
he wants it.
He wants it, yeah. John Lineker wants it. I don't like that fight. I think Lineker would get Russell fucked by Rivera.
For sure. Rivera I think is way too technical and keeps way too much of a pace for Lineker.
Yeah.
But... yeah, I think we'll talk about it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll get through the rest of this real quick. Chael was talking about he thinks GSP looked bad out there. I mean, just based on compared to his prime 4 or 5 years ago.
I've heard a decent amount of people
But he's
say
still
that.
the baddest man alive because he got it done. He was able to. He thinks he could be really pretty much considered just the GOAT just based on his athleticism alone. He's talking about he has the most takedowns ever out of the UFC history. He has the most takedowns defended. He's been taken down the least. He's like, how come no one's been talking about he's number one in a lot of these stats? You know,
Yep.
I think he's one of the most least taken damage guys. He's up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
his accuracy is insane with his striking.
For sure,
yeah.
It's pretty crazy. But a lot of that's just because of how short he's been in the UFC. Dude's had 3 fights and he's killed everybody up until now. Because you were talking Cody, right?
No. GSP, dude.
Oh, sorry. I mixed those up.
Yeah.
Because Cody's never been taken down. So
yeah, no. He was talking about GSP just based on the type of killers he's fought.
Oh, no. GSP.
He's fought the best of the best.
GSP has the craziest.
Defended his belt 9 times in a row. You know, probably could have been 10 if he didn't decide to retire. Well, I don't know. He was... well...
yeah.
He would have...
not if he was fighting Tyron.
Oh, Tyron would have been next.
But Robbie may...
oh, no, Robbie would have been next.
Robbie,
yeah,
dude, that's a bad fight if you're fucking GSP after the Hendricks fight. Could you imagine going into fucking the Hendricks or Lawler fights as GSP instead of Hendricks? That would have been bad.
Yeah. He also said, he said props to GSP. He thinks the way GSP looked, even though he looked kind of slow, he says he feels like that GSP can maybe hang with a Robert Whittaker. He still favors Whittaker, but...
no, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
And I think pretty much everyone's starting to say, yo, GSP doesn't want any part of 185.
Yeah. Dude, it's he even got that at the end of the fucking fight when he was talking about... yeah. He's like, you're the 185 champ. He's like, I'm not the true middleweight.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think this is really my division. Dude, once you say that, you're like, well... I have this shiny new belt. Thanks for the record.
I was not impressed by my welterweight or my middleweight performance.
So yeah, I mean, we'll talk about when we recap it. But basically, Chael ended by saying Bisping never gave up. He's a true motherfucker too. He'll just basically take punishment from anyone. And
people are underestimating how deep that fucking choke was. Bisping did not have a chance to give up even if he wanted to. By the time Bisping was reaching back trying to find a hand, he was already unconscious. Yeah. That shit, when you rewatch it, was so motherfucking Gary Tonin deep. You could tell he's been working with the Danaher Death Squad because that shit was behind the head, and it was...
that was bad.
It looked like Michael Bisping's neck was making a U shape from the shoulders up. It was fucking crazy.
And then Chael was talking up Johnny Hendricks, saying this guy at one point was so heavily recruited to represent the United States in the Olympics that the UFC basically got to him first. Or MMA did in general. So,
or weight cutting.
Yeah, well, he was just basically saying, Johnny Hendricks, at this point in your career, can you please just go back to what you're good at, which is wrestling?
Or join Chael Sonnen's grappling competitions.
We could do that too.
Yeah, why
Isn't
not?
that Flow Combat stuff, right?
The Submission Underground.
He was a Submission Underground, yeah. Couldn't tell if that was him or another guy. But,
that's Chael.
That's one of my catches, even though I didn't get to catch it all. I just loved the enthusiasm Chael brought. He didn't really go off topic, and he just went really detailed into every fight.
Cool, man. Yeah, that sounds like a really good Chael episode. My catch for this week is actually the One Punch Podcast with Brad Pickett.
Cool.
Brad Pickett and Brian Lacey, if you guys don't know, do a podcast. Brian Lacey is a commentator for, I forget which UK promotion, and he also works for the UFC in the UK a bit. They talk a lot about how Brad Pickett got trashed at Robert Whiteford's wedding. Here's some quotes. "I don't drink that often, but when I do, I drink to get drunk." He says it might be the first hangover he's ever had. Wait for it. Why would you think it'd be the first hangover he's ever had, Chris? Let me give you a hint. He's at a wedding in, I don't know if it was a Scottish wedding, but or a wedding in the UK, but let me just put it this way. If I said the word Buckfast to you, does that mean anything?
Wait, what?
Buckfast? So
I think
Buckfast.
it's like Buck Wild if you go too crazy.
No, so Buckfast is a horrific fortified wine in the UK.
Ooh.
And evidently...
What part of the UK? Probably Scotland, like you're saying?
I want to say it was Scotland,
but don't tell
it's
Scottish.
around.
Excuse me, Scotland's its own country.
But it's around in like England and places too.
So what is it again? Did you
Fortified wine?
Fortified wine.
So that's like imagine wine with grain alcohol added to it.
Oh, yikes.
So like Night Train is a fortified wine.
So that jumps up from about the average 13 to 14%.
Cisco is a fortified wine. So
does it jump up from the average 14 to maybe up to 30%?
Oh, it's more like 20-ish.
20-ish, okay, it's still fun.
But Brad Pickett drank a pint of it, and then he did a bunch of Jaeger bombs.
Yikes.
He says, here's a quote, "Buckfast is worse than cough syrup." And it was cracking me up.
Not gonna lie, is the Jaeger bomb when you mix Jaeger the energy drink, or is Jaeger just straight? I can't remember.
No, Jaeger bomb is Jaeger and Monster.
Yeah, or whatever the fuck energy drink they have.
I think it's specifically Monster.
Okay, yeah. I just remember I did those when I was like, I'm 21, yeah, and they're like, oh wait, this is gross.
Yeah,
I'd rather have Jägermeister.
It just tastes like Jaeger and energy drink. Like it's fine. It's no flaming Dr. Pepper. I'll tell you that much.
Fuck, what are those again? You can't even make what are those again, dude?
I believe it's amaretto topped. It's a shot of amaretto topped with 151 that you light on fire and dump in a beer.
Because the only reason
it tastes like Dr. Pepper when you drink it
is remember that stupid movie? Well, it's kind of funny movie, Hot Rod.
Yeah. How dare you? Hot Rod's amazing.
It's pretty great. But you remember Will Arnett plays the asshole boyfriend? I just remember the part where he's in the restaurant before like the hot chick breaks up with him. 2 flaming Dr. Peppers, bro.
Flaming Dr. Peppers, it's a crazy drink because it fucking tastes like a Dr. Pepper. It's really weird. And it's strong as shit. Like, have 2 of those and try not to immediately start blacking out. Anyway, they actually talk about the UFC 217 a bunch. Brad does bring up an interesting point that JJ is 30. Like, Joanna's 30, and she's had a lot of wars in MMA and in Muay Thai by now.
That's
like,
right.
she's had a long career. And, like, I feel like that was probably underestimated going into that fight. Understandably, because, I mean, she's shown no signs of any kind of chinniness at all.
Yeah.
And gotten hit with bombs. And I forget who somebody brought up this week that, like, oh shit, maybe it was Zane Simon, like, we clearly underestimated Karolina Kowalkiewicz' jaw.
Oh yeah, huh? Dude, didn't she
walked
live
into
in that fight?
Bombs from Rose and just still won.
Joanna too.
Yeah,
she didn't get finished by
Joanna. Like clearly, KK has a
so if KK
crazy
had some
jaw.
Wrestling, could she be a champ maybe, or she had a takedown defense? Because her striking.
She beat Rose once, and she was looking better as it was going on.
Yeah.
Like. That's why I'm kind of curious.
She just needs a takedown.
Well, the problem is she just has a recent loss to Gedalia, I think it was, and then Gedalia got fucking mollywopped by Andrade.
That's like almost like a rock paper scissors.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a crazy between those top 5 girls. They're all monsters. Like Andrade and Rose is gonna be a crazy fight. Build alone, like there's a lot of fun to be had in that division.
Dude, actually, I kind of like Andrade in that fight if I'm betting money.
I mean, yeah, but, like, also, if Rose is fucking piecing girls up like that, like, her boxing is getting so much better. When you go back and rewatch that fight, she's so slick with the feints, and she just bangs her with left hands. It's pretty crazy. Let's see. Brad Pickett, at one point in this podcast, keeps saying that Edson Barbosa's name is Diego Barbosa. It's like, like that really sharp striker, Diego Barbosa. His co-host's like, I don't think it's Diego. He's like, it's Diego Barbosa. Eventually his co-host looks up, he's like, oh, you mean Edson Barbosa? He's like, that's what I said. But it's just like Brad Pickett with the accent and with that.
Yeah, that sounds funny.
Just like goofy dude and funny.
Probably wearing his hat too.
Yeah, I'm sure. If I could see it, I would have assumed it. Let's see. And then Brian tells Brad some lies and facts, and he wants him to guess which is which is where I learned that evidently the world's oldest turtle is named Jonathan, and he's gay as fuck.
It's like this, the turtle's just...
Turtle's tried to have sex 2 times. It's been with a dude both times.
Fuck yeah. Like, I guess how old it is, did they say?
I don't remember. It was in the hundreds.
I'd probably say like 120.
It was, I think, older than that, yeah.
Oh,
but I thought that was fucking hilarious that he brought that up. Also, one of the ones he made up, he said fish are the most depressed beings on the planet.
Yeah, that sounds
like that's a very British thing to make
It does
up.
sound believable, though, if you just look at a fish.
It's also so goddamn British. Like, that's a very, very British statement, I feel like. But, yeah, I thought that was just a fun episode. And,
that sounds hilarious.
Yeah, their accents also help sell everything all the time, especially when talking about drinking.
Did they talk about the best fish and chips in town, or rack of lamb with some mint jelly?
Not yet.
Spotted dick for dessert?
Not yet, but Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen, I'm pretty sure, talked a lot about spotted dick, which we'll get to later.
To be fair, when, what was it? I think it was 10 years ago, I was, in London, and that's honestly, it just tastes like some sort of bread pudding.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah.
That's all it is. It's the name that turns people off.
Right. Oh, also, as we're mentioning Spotted Dick, we should shout out our fake unofficial sponsor of the episode, Modelo Negro. Why did I say that backwards? Negro, I mean, it's backwards on the bottle.
No,
if you're
it's
reading
Negra. It's Mighty Mouse calls it.
God damn it, you're right.
Yeah. Mighty Mouse calls it Negro Modelo because he's black.
Mighty Mouse keeps fucking with me on that one.
It's Negra.
Negra Modelo. So we are unofficially sponsored by Negra Modelo for this episode, as well as Kangaroos MMA in Sydney. If y'all want to play MMA Tycoon, you can't sign up at Kangaroos MMA in Sydney because it's invite only, but we're still sponsored by them. It's the only gym I go to, and it's not a real gym. All right, as we keep going. Why don't we get to your skip for this week?
Yeah. I'll say this. I listened to 2 new... It's nice I finally go back to MMA Podcast each week now.
MMAPodcast.com is
because
fucking
I just see
awesome,
shit I've never
right?
heard of, and I want to listen to it.
I always want to
get
give props
later,
to that show.
Yeah, I'll say the skip quick, and then I'll just go to the new ones. Well, I'll let you get to your skip. My skip is, I listened to 2 episodes of Unfiltered. The first one, who the fuck was on it? Everlast. That was
It was like every other Everlast interview. Like, it was like the Joe Rogan Everlast episodes.
Yeah, I don't mind Everlast. I just didn't. It was just kind of like, what they're talking about was just kind of like I didn't give a shit. But my skip this week was the episode where they had Jamie Josta, the I don't know if he's just the lead vocalist or rhythm guitar of the metal band Hatebreed. If you've never heard of Hatebreed, just go watch Triple X when he falls out of the sky out of a plane with a snowboard. It plays one of their goofy ass songs. Anyways, Jamie Josta.
I was gonna say, if you aren't aware of Hatebreed, go back to the year 2000, and when I was in middle school, something like that. It was everywhere. Everyone had a shitty Hatebreed
I will
patch.
be heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All my shitty metalhead friends who sold me weed were like, Hatebreed, bro. I mean, they're not that cool, but they're all right. Chris, also I should mention, this is also my skip for this week.
Yeah, so
let's wonder if it's the same reason why.
Let's just say, my first sentence I wrote is John Jones dumb enough to do cocaine before his fight at 214?
That's funny. My first sentence is Matt is at a studio, so some fucking dude from Hatebreed is here.
He has like one of the fakest sounding names too. I don't know. It sounds like a stage name.
Yeah. Oh, also the fact that Jamie spells his name Jamey is
it's an IE like a
not my
person?
favorite. Also, Jim literally opens the show by comparing their show to Fighter and the Kid, which is a little on the nose considering they literally stole the idea for Fighter and the Kid to start that show. Like Dana was like, "Hey, we want to do Fighter and the Kid, but we hate Brendan Schaub, so Jim Norton and Matt Serra, also who's not in studio." Why don't you guys start a show? But yeah, so the John Jones thing that Rogan said about creatine.
So wait. So Rogan said a source he's not going to name told him that, hey, potentially the stuff Jones tested positive for that was tainted was a creatine supplement that he got from China. Is this right?
No. What he said was, my friend says that creatine from China is often cut with steroids. Or like whether it be anabolic, whether it be just like cut with crazy chemicals or whatever.
Or like topical cream rolls?
I don't know. I'm too fat to know about steroids. But to be fair, I mean, I've done like 8 push-ups ever. That's not true. I've done 8 push-ups in the last week. I will say that much. But
gotta get your quota.
That's right, bro. I mean, I did 1 a day, but and I have 8-day weeks. I don't know if you know this.
Dude,
but
if you did do like 1 every day of just 365 times a year, that's probably a shitload more than the average person. So.
Well, right, but the average person is like my grandma. So that kind of skews
it becomes a big scale, a big bell curve.
Right. Like Ralphie May was the average person, also. You know. R.I.P. I forgot where we were. Right, Rogan. So yeah, Rogan said my buddy says that a lot of times creatine is tainted with either amphetamines or with stuff like that, or with
that's fucking nuts.
Yeah, or with steroids, and. I will say right now, I know of 2 Coke dealers who have used creatine in their Coke, and one that used caffeine and currently, and then creatine previously. So I can 100% guarantee you that I know of a Coke dealer MMA fighter that used creatine in his blow. So I will 100% guarantee that that's
creatine
possible.
The shit that's in a lot of pre-workout stuff?
Yeah, that is a pre-workout.
That's what I thought, because that's why a lot of people were shaking. I'm like, dude, are you on blow? I remember a buddy of mine, when I actually used to go to the gym, I did creatine too. I'm like, this doesn't feel comfortable at all.
Well, it also looks a lot like blow, so you can cut it up with it. A lot of them use caffeine as well.
Bro, I got lemonade flavor.
That was funny. But yeah, it was just, everyone made a big deal about that story. Like, oh, Rogan's saying John Jones doing blow for creatine. It's like, no, idiots. First off, Rogan started that statement by being like, no, you want to hear a crazy rumor that can't possibly be true? That was how that started. And then everyone's quoting it like, Jim Norton is bringing it into interviews like, so Joe Rogan said a rumor that John Jones did creatine-laced blow from China. You're like, that's not what he said. So
that's why I thought it, and I just misheard from those idiots.
Yeah. And they said Jim was weird in this episode.
Yeah.
It was really distracting. Jamie mentioned that he bet on Rose at plus 500, but he didn't take her inside the distance, which is a fucking... I don't understand that move.
You just fucking opposite day.
Dog, if you're going for Rose, you take her inside the distance, which is 5 times that amount.
Well, did he somehow bet her on the first round and won mad money?
No, he bet her at plus 500, just straight. Just bet Rose. Oh. It's like, why'd you do? He said he put $100 on it.
He still won $500.
Yeah, but Rose was never gonna win a decision, bro.
I know. Yeah.
Well, at least as far as we know. Let's see. Some other shit. God, this episode's all over the place.
But yeah, Matt Brown is talking about how he's retiring, or maybe not, right?
Or I was going to say before that, they had, what's-his-face call in, Dustin Poirier, where Jim asked...
Oh, he was before him. Yeah, that's right.
Jim asked a series of very, very dumb questions that are clearly pre-written that he's just reading out loud.
What were they again? What the fuck was he saying? Because I was listening to this and I was typing a bunch of shit.
I don't know. I have a lot of shit about dumb shit Jamie was saying first, where Jamie's just like... Jamie's calling for GSP versus Diaz. I'm like, what the fuck?
I didn't hear
that. This is the UFC's podcast. Why are they having people on saying the dumbest fan bullshit? That is just gonna garner up the dumbest fan interest.
I remember, who the fuck was it? Oh, God, someone was saying something so fucking stupid. I don't know if it was the Jamie guy or it might have been. Dude, I think you're right. Jim was acting weird. Said some joke about. They went on some tangent about indigenous people from Alaska.
I missed that part.
Jamie went on about keto diet. Mm-hmm. This was when they were talking to Matt.
Yep.
But then he was like, people in Alaska, the indigenous people, they eat seal blubber. And then Jim awkwardly was like, but it make your jizz taste bad. And then Matt Brown's like, haha. Come on.
It's rough. A lot of this episode is rough. Jamie is calling for Cerrone versus Hendricks at one point. Evidently doesn't remember Johnny missing weight almost at 185 pounds like 3 days ago when they recorded this. Oh, God. Yeah, they talked about the fucking John Jones thing. Jamie talks about Coke like he knows about Coke, except he just sounds like my mom the whole time.
No, I remember he was like, yeah, I'm not into that kind of stuff anymore.
He's like, you know when you do blow and you just feel like
it's that
shit the next day, and now you're just in the cycle, bro. It's like, no, bro, I know when I get drunk and do blow, and I'm like, I should not do blow anymore. That's awful. I feel awful.
Yeah, cycle to you sounds like you're addicted. I remember he even said, I have that addictive
right, but he
gene.
also said it like he hasn't done blow.
But
it's
yeah,
like,
so
my friends always tell me. Like,
he's just being that way to come off. He's just not trying to outwardly admit that he did it because he wants to not sound like shit.
What year is it?
Yeah,
really? He's a goddamn metalhead.
Yeah, but that's literally what he's
the
going for.
fuck,
He's
bro?
trying to be straight edge.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Bro, like, I am in hate breed, so I'm actually forced to do a lot of drugs because we suck.
Yeah. And then Jim just starts asking really dumb fucking questions to Dustin.
He asked, like, Dustin about the hurricanes.
He asked him, well, no, that wasn't even the bad part. That was when he was at least, like, that's at least kind of relevant. Like, he's asking how soon before fights Dustin goes to a city, which is, like, the most generic bullshit. Asking whether training at Elevation helped after Dustin, in the previous answer, had said he'd never fought at Elevation.
Oh, yeah. Huh?
And Matt's like, or Jim's like, oh, so does training at Elevation help? He's like, I don't know. I don't train at Elevation. I would assume so, but I don't know the science. Just a lot of that. Jim's just clearly reading questions over and over again that some fucking producer wrote about the Alvarez fight for like 3 questions in a row, and it's just like the most generic bullshit.
Oh yeah, because dude, I remember now kind of that he was going over the whole the lightweight picture. He was like spelling it out for him.
He's just reading. He's clearly
reading. And then
reading.
Dustin's like, I agree. And he's basically like, okay, who do you want to fight next? He's like, well, clearly the winner of Eddie and fucking Justin.
Yeah.
He said that's the only fight to have.
Well, and
he says it because he says, I know realistically I'm not going to get a title fight. I need to win like 2 or 3 more fights.
Well, and Dustin could tell the whole time that he's fucking just reading because he doesn't know what he's talking about. Yeah. Like, it gets real bad.
Yeah, I feel bad for Dustin because at least kind of seemed like he wanted to at least talk.
Dustin's cool as hell, too. Like, fucking Norton goes, asks Poirier who he wants next, which is how that Gaethje thing eventually came up. But then, of course...
Oh, yeah, Dustin was, I'm just trying to focus on my opponent.
Well, and of course, Norton does that bullshit thing that every UFC paid anyone always is like, well, you need to have a name for afterwards, bro, because UFC likes when you have a name.
I'm not saying you're trying to look over your opponent, Anthony Pettis, right now, but if you had another name in mind, well, who do you think it would be? You know, we got Eddie Alvarez fighting Justin Gaethje, and he's like all talking fast, like
it was really just the work. Like I've heard hours and hours and hours.
Like, dude, I usually don't mind Jim. I think
I love Jim.
Job, but
he's fucking great.
He kind of sounded off the rails.
Whatever asshole producer is making him read questions to fighters needs to be fucking fired immediately. Because that's what's happening.
It's definitely not Chris, the producer.
No, but somebody is doing it because he doesn't sound like that when he talks, which is evident 10 seconds later when they talk about turduckens and he calls them the human centipede of Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, that was
like,
weird.
All of a sudden, like, Jim can stop reading and just talk like a person, and then the episode gets way better immediately for like a good 5 or 10 minutes. It's just really upsetting that some fucking producer.
Probably because the hate breed guy was there.
Well, no, it's because Matt isn't there to ask the fight questions, so Jim has to like read questions that some fucking nerd behind a camera that's just like, well, we'll ask the same 6. It might be Chris, the producer, because it's the same 6 questions every fucking fight, any interview that's ever been done.
Actually, now you're thinking about it, it does sound pretty much formulaic whenever Matt Serra's not there.
That's why I always try. Like, those episodes are always the roughest for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Matt Brown. Actually, they did have some. They talked about fucking Airbnbs.
Oh, with Dustin. Yeah.
Matt Brown did have some decent lines though. He said he's more concerned about Diego's life more than he is his ground game.
Yeah.
Thought that was good. He also reiterated what he told a lot of people this week. Oh God, Dana's coming for us, Chris. Run!
It's fucking illegal.
Yeah. Oh wait, maybe Bert Kreischer got a bike finally. Let's see. Oh, Matt talks about how he says the same thing to them that he's told Luke and everybody, that like, I might not be retiring after this fight. Got a lot of drive back in this camp, and who knows.
Is he still at Elevation with TJ and all that?
Yeah, because he was in the corner of TJ.
Oh yeah, I remember because he also was talking about how he was friends with Cody. He was friends with Cody because they're both from Ohio. Even before Cody's in the UFC, he knew him when he was like a younger kid. Mm-hmm. But he likes TJ more now just because he chose him for tough, and then has been helping him.
Yeah, and then from there it was just a lot of keto diet talk, and of course Jamie from Haybreed has a show on whose network? Luis Gomez.
Oh, it's some obscure like Vice. I don't know what.
No, of course he has a podcast on Luis Gomez's network.
Oh, like Luis Gomez produces other podcasts.
No, like Gas Digital Network. Like the one that Bisping and them are on.
Well, is that like his website? I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure he is at least one of the main people because I think it's just Legion of Skanks started their own network.
So what the fuck could Jamie Justice's podcast clearly be about? How he doesn't do drugs anymore?
Yeah, of course. It's about the same thing every metalhead podcast about, or like every old wrestler podcast.
No, they talk about how much
they just bring their friends on.
Yeah, they talk about how much fun they used to have, how much drugs they used to do, how many chicks they used to bang, and then forget about, and then go back into a relapse after years of sobriety.
That's right, Chris, because Stone Cold told you so. So, on that note, why don't we jump into your can't miss for this week?
My can't miss.
Also, I'm gonna grab a beer. Do you want one?
Sure, I'll take another. What the fuck? Oh, here's my can't miss. Submission Radio, number 145.
All right.
This is my can't miss. The first guest they had on was strawweight up-and-comer Cynthia Calvillo, who has a fight upcoming against Carla Esparza at UFC 219 December 30th. That fight should be pretty great. Calvillo was talking about how she's proud to be part of the Kobe Bryant sponsorship with his body armor drink.
It's crazy how high they are on Calvillo and Cody Garbrandt. Like, you can tell who Dana likes because they're all a Kobe Bryant sponsored fighter now.
Well, I remember that video I saw. It was Kobe Bryant, Cynthia Calvillo, Cody Garbrandt was there,
Francis
and then Francis
Ngannou. Yeah.
He's smart, though, to invest in. He seems like a cool motherfucker.
Because he looks like a goddamn giant black Viking.
Well, I mean, yeah.
With a huge dick, apparently, if you've seen the picture he took with Mighty Mouse. It's all the internet can talk about.
Well, oh, is he wearing like some pants or some shit?
Yes,
and did he have like a half chub or some shit?
I'll pull it up. Keep talking about the episode.
That sounds hilarious. Like some McGregor shit, the weigh-in like that, where it's all hyped.
It's worse because it's unintentional.
That's fucking great.
But yeah, what else on that episode?
So yeah, Cynthia Calvillo is basically talking about. She was happy for, of course they talked about, was TJ that much with you? When you kind of first started Alpha Male, and she's like, yeah, she likes TJ. She's not as close as, she's more closer obviously to Garbrandt because she's been helping him with his camps and vice versa between them. But she's happy for TJ. She's really happy for Rose because Rose's mentality as a fighter and how she's kind of quiet and timid and just kind of does her thing.
Right.
She says she knows she has to win a couple more fights for a possible title shot. She says her ultimate goal is not only win the
belt. Here it is. That is blatant, dog. Look at it in scale compared to Mighty Mouse.
Oh, dude, that's amazing.
It's bad, right?
That's amazing.
That was gonna be our artwork this week, but I was like, I don't need.
It should.
Everybody doesn't need to see dick. We'd rather look at Charlie Murphy's ridge hand.
God damn it, that's fucking hilarious.
It's aggressive. Holy is what shit. It is. Dude's a goddamn monster. Anyway, sorry, way off topic. Back to Calvillo.
Yeah, her ultimate goal is to win the belt not only at strawweight but at flyweight too. I mean,
oh crazy. She's young.
Yeah,
she could go up eventually.
She's not. She's like 30.
That's still young for that division.
Well, I guess it's young for her in fight years. I guess.
Yeah, she's only been fighting for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. That's true.
And
I forgot she was 30 though. I thought she was kind of younger, but
yeah, she does seem younger, but that's because she hasn't been fighting very long. If I remember right, I think she has like 6 fights in like 3 years.
No, she was the one that had a shitload of amateur fights. She had like 14 amateur fights. And had that impressive amateur.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about her crazy amateur record.
She's 6-0 as a pro.
Yeah, but she's had those 6 fights in like 3 years. Some crazy.
Oh yeah, no, she's like she had 4 fights this year alone, I think.
That's right. Maybe it's 2 years then. Yeah,
I think it was 4. It was 6 fights in 2 years. That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, and then after that, she says thinks she'll be able to out-grapple Carla Esparza, even though Carla is known for her grappling.
That's interesting, because I thought she would have looked to outstrike Carla.
I think she's just saying that just to kind of like.
I mean, you would, right?
Yeah, saying I'm a better grappler.
Try and get Carla.
Yeah, I get
to
it.
think she's gonna be
and she's
grappling.
gonna strike the fuck out of her. She says she would like to try and fight 6 times a year if her body allows it, and Casper Darren's like, holy shit, good luck.
What? No. Your body won't allow it.
Basically, that's what they're saying. All right, well, maybe try just with 4 like you have.
Maybe don't. Yeah. How's it worked out for Neil Magny and Donald Cerrone as of late?
Yeah, Donald Cerrone's getting CTE when he's like 45, 50.
Or he's invincible and he's a goddamn superhero, Chris. Why don't you think of the positive side?
I didn't leave that out.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. And then next up is the villain of the UFC himself, Colby
Dana
Chaos.
what? Oh.
The second-rate villain.
There you go.
The B-list villain, Colby Chaos Covington
Oh
himself.
boy, I bet they asked some fucking fun questions for Colby.
It was kind of interesting.
Because they're a great interview.
He was basically saying, I am the welterweight division, blah, blah, blah. I am the money fight, and obviously it's all, he was talking about Impact Wrestling, and
yeah.
I do follow him on Instagram.
Oh, that's cool.
And some of that is kind of
Dude, the Dan Lambert shit.
he'll just, randomly go up to someone, put him in a fucking chokehold, and everyone, starts saying, fuck you.
Yeah, or the Dan Lambert cutting promos, and in the background, Colby Covington being like, fucking... Jersey, you suck, or you're a dump, or whoever in the background.
Well, because they asked him about Dan Lambert. Obviously, he has a really good relationship with Dan, but so to that point, Dan said something about him. I think Dan mentioned something, don't try to fight Tyron yet because he's still part of us, or something like that. I don't know if Dan or someone said it, but he said, fuck off, Dan. He said, I do what I want.
No, they're full pro wrestling right now.
But yeah.
I don't know if you've seen their team.
No,
they're fucking full on pro wrestling.
Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley, King Mo, they've been full pro wrestling for a bit now. Stephen Bonner, Phil Baroni, all that bullshit. It is hilarious.
See, that would sound amazing if you're a real fighter, because that'd be fun pretending.
Well, and it's got to be hilarious to watch.
The clip I saw from Kobe, I started laughing.
All the clips I've seen have been hilarious.
It showed a fighter. He was in the crowd. Kobe's in the crowd. A fighter went up to him, shoved him. Cody jumps the thing and just out of nowhere, he's walking away and
yeah. It's clearly scripted, but they're hamming it up so fucking hard. I'm really curious what Masvidal would have said if he would have won.
I think he mentioned Masvidal was might be on Impact Wrestling, or he might try. I hope so. I think he wants to convince him to go on. I think Masvidal said no, that's not my style, bro. That's too campy. But I think Colby says he's trying hard to get him on there.
Unless that's just gonna go full EC dubs, I don't think Masvidal's getting on board. If Masvidal can hit dudes with bats with a razor on it, maybe he's in.
Yeah. He says he still gets death threats from some Brazilians, but he also gets a bunch of naked pic DMs from Brazilian women.
I believe one of those. Yeah.
He said the only person in sight is Woodley. He's fighting no one else but Woodley. Because they asked him about...
Okay.
They asked him about what did you think of Stephen Thompson's performance against your best friend, Jorge Masvidal.
He said he ran?
He said Thompson just looked amazing. That's literally what he said. And he was like, Masvidal didn't have a good night. He's like, Thompson was the best.
So Colby was a real person for a couple questions?
I was surprised. I was what the fuck? He was like, Thompson looked great. He said,
because that's what Colby actually talks like. Everyone says...
Oh, yeah. When he's not, you can tell when he's not in character.
When he's not in front of the camera, he's way different. He came up and thanked Damian Maia and gave him a hug after the fight backstage. I've heard, from multiple people, I've heard them say
he's not a shit person.
Yeah,
he says shitty things.
No, he's going full fucking
heel.
Yeah, he's going full heel.
Yeah, he literally said, Thompson had a great performance and he outworked and outpaced Masvidal. That's pretty much it. They asked him, would you want to fight Thompson? He's like, not right now. He said, I'm just focused on Woodley.
That's a better fight, though.
I mean, yeah.
Thompson Covington, Thompson Till, or Colby and
they shot that
Till.
rumor down, but I think it might have some legs to it.
Dude, Colby and Till is
Thompson's
a dope fight
dad
too, though.
Shot that down.
Dude, Covington Till would be a dope fight.
I would like that fight.
That's equally good.
I like both those guys' odds. I like both those guys' odds in that fight.
You can skip Stephen Thompson entirely and still get a top.
Well, because Stephen Thompson. They basically, I can't remember if actually, no, this was co-main, but I think submission top belt too. If this was co-main, they said basically, what do you do if you're Stephen Thompson right now? If I were him,
sit around and hope,
what they would say if I were him, they said if I were him, I would entertain some fights at 185 with not killers, clearly not guys, but some other guys at 185. They're on near his size and just fight.
Yeah, but
just stay busy because just don't affect your welterweight rank.
I guess Gastelum.
That's what they said. Yeah, they said that'd be the number one. They said they like his odds in that fight.
Gastelum or Vitor?
Vitor.
I think he smokes Vitor.
Oh no, he'll knock Vitor the fuck out.
I think he smokes Vitor.
Vitor's chin's gone. Yeah.
Well, I just think Vitor has one round in him, and I don't think Vitor has enough striking. Like,
oh no, Thompson just.
I think Thompson's way too slick to get caught.
Oh no, if Masvidal can't close in,
unless Vitor just ran straight forward. Actually, I love that fight. Now that I think about it, I love the idea of Thompson versus Vitor. That'd be a super weird but cool fight. But Vitor's about to get smoked by Uriah Hall, so I guess we'll know the answer to that fight soon. Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Rest in peace.
I also have Uriah Hall on our fantasy league, which is going to work out well for me, I feel like.
I'll get through this. He was basically saying Thompson would only be next after he beats Woodley. He has zero respect for Woodley and would drop him if he saw him in the streets. He said Tyron is a piece of shit and a fraud. This was interesting to me. Speaking of John Jones, Colby Covington, when he attended Iowa Central Community College,
him and
John Jones lived together for 2 years.
He
said, in quotes, he sent this tweet this weekend to John Jones.
I saw that.
Go do some more coke and cheat on your wife some more. He was dirty when I lived with him and never showered. He smelled and was always wanting to go to parties and just do drugs.
I didn't catch any of that part, but yeah.
He said he just didn't have any hygiene. He just left shit around.
Colby Covington also seems like a little bit of a neat freak, though, like Jorge Masvidal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they do seem a little bit like, as a dude who I'm not gonna lie, there's a moose doll over there.
All of this for me, dude, is just my schoolwork. It's like, I'm just like, fuck school and just throw binders all over my room.
Yeah, I have 1,800 empty beer boxes in my kitchen. That kind of stuff, the regs.
And then Luke Rockhold is on, and for once he did sound bored. He actually sounded kind of like he had energy.
So he's going to get knocked out?
We'll see. He thinks Bisping lost his title once he decided to fight Hendo. I get what he's coming from, though.
I guess,
he
disregarded. When is the last time Luke fought?
I mean, David Executive Branch.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
I know, right? He made him tap the strike.
No, yeah, it was an impressive performance.
It was impressive.
Also, not an impressive performance from David Branch, unfortunately.
I mean, except for the first 2 minutes.
As someone who was a little bitter and picked him.
That's fine. I like what Rockhold said here. He says he thinks Robert Whittaker is a real champ because he actually fought his way up through the whole goddamn ranks.
I totally agree.
Coming up from welterweight.
Yeah.
He says Rockhold anticipates fighting Robert Whittaker in Perth, Australia. He says that's the fight he's preparing for next. He says thinks the UFC is going to happen. Make it happen. He says he doesn't think GSP wants any of, he said, me or anyone really pretty much in the top 3 or 5 of the middleweight division.
He is in the lottery for that fight. Because
they even asked, what would you think about fighting GSP? And he's just like, honestly, I don't give a fuck who I'm fighting as long as I get a chance at that belt.
And he would smoke GSP,
That'd be really bad.
And GSP would never take that fight. Yeah. There's nothing in it for him. Nothing.
Because, dude, Rockhold's takedown defense is pretty solid, too.
Well, no. Like, if he's going to fight a Rockhold type, he's going to fight Anderson Silva and smoke Anderson Silva. GSP would kill Anderson Silva nowadays.
Oh, yeah. Silva's going to die.
Right now, the GSP lottery is between Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley, and Conor McGregor. There's no other options. Those are the 3. Unless you count a Diaz brother, which are always an option.
Yeah, basically, Rockhold said, my top 3 fight priority is number 1, Whittaker, number 2, Bisping, and number 3, Yoel Romero. He says, I'd want to fight Bisping if they gave me that. He says, after I beat Whittaker, whoever they give me, blah, 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 I'll fight Bisping for the hell of it in London so I can embarrass him in front of his home country.
Damn, son.
Yeah, that's basically what he was saying, and I believe it at this point. I think he would totally not leave his fucking chin open. Like an idiot, and one-arm guillotine again.
Maybe. I don't know. That dude has... I'm not going to say bad striking defense, but he has...
Actually, dude, it was pretty bad against David Branch.
He doesn't consciously have striking defense. Like, he has striking defense when he decides he wants to, but most of the time it's just Luke Rockhold
Half the time it just
everything.
Looks like this, and he's just, like, backing up, and he's just like, oh, shit,
It's just a lot of him throwing everything.
Yeah.
And just hoping something lands. He has like Michael Chiesa-esque. No, it's not that bad. But it's gonna be a problem eventually.
So was that your catch this as well? Your friends from Australia?
Actually, no. Because my new episode this week is from Australia. My can't miss this week is the fucking craziest episode I've ever goddamn seen, if maybe anything ever. Punch Drunk Sports did an All Things Comedy live episode at the All Things Comedy Festival in Arizona. Holy fucking shit. So the episode has Bert Kreischer, Doug Stanhope, and Danish and O'Neill. It's fucking hilarious. Bert is sober because this is right before the end of Sober October.
Oh wow.
So he keeps wanting to challenge their 40 time. GSP calls into the show, which it's not GSP, y'all.
Okay.
I named 4 guests. You know the names of 2 of them, so you can probably guess which one of the other. Right? There's a bit going on. I'll just say that. I don't want to ruin the bit. But GSP does call in and suggest that they use that they start using Vaseline to try and beat the 40 times.
That's pretty great.
They also talk a lot about the one-eyed man that GSP is fighting. Let's see. Teeb keeps crushing Ari with snap pops because he lost. Like, what are those, like, pop, like, those little snap pop things? Yeah, where you throw them and they snap on you.
Oh, dude, you
Ari
can actually sting people with those.
Oh, I know.
Film hard enough.
So Ari lost a bet, so he had no shirt on and they were throwing...
And they're just called snap poppers.
Yeah, they had a giant box of them that they were throwing at Ari's skin the whole entire episode, like hitting him in the ear and the face and
Oh, no, I remember I would always go to, like, those... when my dad was a councilman, and he'd go to, like, those parades for free, like, just all in his district. I'd take me and my brother all the time. I'd go to them, get the whole bag of my dad's walking and throw in the back of his neck.
That's hilarious.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's a lot of that in that episode. GSP at one point says that the aliens' game plan, they ask whether the aliens are part of the game plan for GSP and whether they'll be in the corner. And GSP says that the aliens are telling him to jab and do a lot of drugs before the fight. The after party is, of course, hosted with David the Crow Loazo in Vegas. The aliens also tell GSP to take him down and get the armbar. This is, of course, recorded before the fight. The Dice Man calls in at one point. He's actually sitting in the room next to GSP, Andrew Dice Clay. So he calls in and he tells Ari...
Is this the fake Dice Clay? I'm assuming, right? I remember you told me this before.
And so he calls in and tells Ari to stop rifling through his affairs. Which, man, if you guys don't know the show.
Who the fuck do you think you are?
Ari, you're rifling through my affairs again.
Yeah.
He also says that Ari's the reason why Freddie Soto is dead. Who, if you don't know, Freddie Soto's a LA comedian who committed suicide. It's a dark joke. Also, they talk about Ari bailing on the Sam fight because he was supposed to fight Sam Tripoli. But that never happened at Ellis Mania. Black Hawk Katie calls in, talking about doing car bombs for Halloween. She says she's pouring them in jack-o'-lanterns for the kids. She also asks Ari if he's doing the gay sober, and she says it's grosser than banging a white guy. She's calling in from a Southie bar, and she's only 20 car bombs in. She also says that the Rams and the Chargers are in town, so that's where she gets black dick now that she's banned from the Comedy Store.
That's very specific.
Yep. Doug Stanhope stops by. Sam Tripoli tells... Sam Tripoli does his classic punch drunk joke, whereas if at any time during a show you make a punch drunk reference, like, oh, you get drunk and punch her in the head, because I've made that. He asked me what I did, or where I met a girl one time at a show, and I was like, punch drunk. I was like, I don't know. We'll see how he handles it. And he's like, oh, you got drunk. You punched the... Oh! Let's see. Ari walks through... Teeb asks Ari to show his belt. So Ari walks around the room naked. And then he bends over and shows everyone his asshole.
Oh, yeah. I remember. I read that somewhere.
Yeah.
Show people his asshole.
Oh, that's the thing. Also, Danish is back. So no more guests. And he asks Ari about his new belt, which leads to talk about a three-way ball war between Danish and O'Neill and Ari. And then Doug Stanhope drops by, talks about how he can definitely smoke cigarettes in the room now that Ari was showing his kid or his dick, wiping his dick against the glass while children were walking by. And then
wait. So is their window just in a building?
It was just they're in a fucking like mall or something. You can see people walking by, and Ari's just like wiping his dick on the window and walking around the room.
So people get to see some naked dude.
Oh, for sure,
What
some
the
old
fuck?
Jewish naked man. Also, Ari talks about some 5-year-old girl whose mom's like, let my daughter watch you pee. She needs to know what dicks look like.
What?
And then Sandhope proceeds to piss on Ari on camera.
Man.
Just what the fuck? The episode is around a lot of places, but I highly suggest subscribing to their Patreon, where you can actually watch the video of all of it. I'm not going to use it for our show arc this week, but Doug Stanhope peeing on Ari was very close to being our show arc. Also, there's a lot of pictures of Ari's balls, so beware of that. It's just, it's a whole thing. It's aggressive and upsetting, but it's fucking hilarious.
He seems quite comfortable.
No, yeah. One thing Ari is not known for is being uncomfortable in public, especially while naked. So that is
especially when dressing up in the Ku Klux Klan robe.
Yeah, for real. Goddamn.
Yeah, that was
that. I mean, he is Jewish.
Yeah, but still, though, like, you can't do that in a black neighborhood.
No, the Amazing Races could not exist today at all. But that was my catch. Did you have any new episodes you saw?
Yeah. One I noticed, it was only 37 minutes long, but the way that they had the pace set was pretty interesting. It was, actually, BBC did this.
So perfect, because one of my new shows this week is the BBC.
Yeah, the BBC MMA show.
Let me jump in first, because you listened to this week's, right?
Yeah.
So I should mention I've listened to the first 3 eps, with this newest one from this week being the third. First off, I would like to announce that, as we spoke about earlier, the show can only retain the name the BBC show as long as Francis Ngannou doesn't start a podcast.
Yeah.
Because if he does, they have to change the name. It's not fair.
They have to.
It's clearly his podcast. I mean, it's just, that's the rules. The first ep they did.
People who don't get that, go watch porn.
No, go look up the fucking picture with DJ and Francis Ngannou. It's goddamn ridiculous. So the hosts are OJ, Dan,
that was the guy,
Hardy, and
Nick
Pete.
Yeah.
Who's a journalist in the UK. Super interesting. OJ talks about working on UFC UK shows, as well as a bunch of local shows like Cage Rage and stuff like that. Dan talked about in the first ep commentating the Polish card, talked about the Till stuff, and OSP a bit. Second episode talked about SBG in the UK, where they actually recorded the ep. And then...
Oh, they're SBG? Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is kind of cool.
Wait. SBG in the UK?
Yeah, there's like 800 SBGs.
That's right.
Yeah, it's one in the UK.
Yeah. Probably in England or somewhere.
Yeah, and then they did a big breakdown for 217, talking about Cody versus Cruz, about boxing and how much variety of content there is in boxing versus MMA. Meaning to follow boxing, you have to fucking check 800 websites and look in 300 forums.
It's a trip, too, because you always almost forget boxing is an English sport.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, they talk a bit about Dan getting out of the armbar and the Kimura against GSP, and his co-host has him put him in an armbar and see how long he can make it before he gets tapped, which he makes it 14 seconds against Dan Hardy, which is pretty cool. And then, the third episode you listened to, right?
Yeah.
It show's kind of cool.
I like it. I like the way they talk.
It's very interesting. And Dan Hardy drops truth bombs all over this episode.
You're talking about February 24th is a date for the Liverpool card, or so Dana might say, or not confirmed.
I think that was before it got unconfirmed.
But they said that was a rumor mainly because of the whole Till versus Wonderboy potential fight for that date.
And that got unconfirmed by Wonderboy's coach.
His dad, Ray Thompson, is basically like, no, and this is actually a fair point. For now, Darren Till needs to fight up in the ranks just like my son did. I see what he's coming from, though. I mean...
Kind of.
I mean, to be fair...
Wonderboy came up way quicker than a lot of dudes.
Yeah, and to be fair... Actually, you know what? It's true in the sense that, yes, he should go up with the ranks because Wonderboy's number 1 now or some shit number 2.
Yeah.
But it's also true in the ranks that Wonderboy was basically a fucking prodigy or prospect just like Till is now. Till looks like Wonderboy then. So... Yeah. I mean, I get it. I mean, in my opinion, they should give Till to maybe number 5 or 6 guy. Maybe
probably loser of RDA.
Yes, it's actually they should give him to loser RDA Lawler. I think Till has a very good shot against either one of those guys.
I don't.
Well, actually,
I think he does against RDA.
Yeah,
I think Lawler kills him.
Oh, probably because of wrestling, huh?
I think just Lawler has too good a chin. And
Dude,
Darren Till isn't a
isn't Till
one-punch
way
knockout
fucking
artist.
bigger than him, though?
Although I should say,
Dude,
he's not a
Till's
one-punch knockout artist, but he just
Till
one-punch.
6'2", dude. He's fucking huge.
Yeah. I mean, Till's
Dude, Till's way different.
Till's striking looked way different in this last fight than it did previously.
Yeah.
Meaning power.
I'd have to just watch some more film on Till.
But, Robbie Lawler and Donald Cerrone are two very different sized dudes,
of course.
too.
Yeah.
And that was pretty clear in their fight.
Dan Hardy talked about he'd love to see Cruz fight TJ or Cody again very soon. This was, I think, before they heard Cruz was hurt.
Yeah,
Before they were
I'm sure it was. I think they recorded it fairly early in the week.
He thinks TJ and Cody definitely still have some sort of hatred lingering. I think more so, obviously, on Cody's side, because TJ's kind of like, oh, well, that's behind me now because I'm champ again.
Also, TJ was never that mad about it. He's like, well, you guys are just being dicks.
Yeah, he's a high school bullshit drama.
Yeah. Being an
was.
adult about it, basically.
Yeah.
Not being a fucking
I knocked
hothead.
you out even though it's Bigfoot blurry and you actually clearly get up. I stopped the video right when you're getting up.
I knocked you out just like John Dodson.
Oh, bro, you have a video of you knocking me out. How about me knocking you out in a real fight? So there you go.
And your eyes went back in your head, son.
Yeah. I forgot. Was that when he hit the floor? Or
Nope.
was it when
On
he
the
was
way
getting-
down.
On the way down, yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
camera shot of Cody's eyes looking 8 different ways. Fucking real crazy.
So there was that. Nick Pete thinks people should change their minds about who is the GOAT. Because clearly, you can't say Jones. And, but this guy's
But
critical
Pete's
as fuck.
also not
critical
happy at
as
DJ,
fuck. He's
yeah.
not a fan of DJ right
Yeah.
now because of the whole not wanting to fight Dillashaw. They said Uriah Faber handled the Justin Buchholz coaching situation the wrong way. I agree, especially leading up to the fucking fight card.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you have to announce that kind of shit before the fight?
They both handled it the wrong way from what
Yeah.
I've heard in interviews, but...
Yeah, Pete thinks Bisping showed too much respect for GSP early in that fight. He also thinks GSP could be a top welterweight if he comes back down. I don't want to say no necessarily, because obviously GSP still has a lot of athleticism and stuff.
I mean, you give him a title shot.
Yeah, I think... Would you say he deserves a title shot at this
Yeah.
point? Fuck, throw him in there, 170? Yeah, why not?
Who else?
He's a 185 champ.
Who else gets the title shot?
You can't say Wonder Boy right now.
No.
And you can't say...
Not unless fucking Robbie or... No, actually, even if Robbie goes out and one punches fucking RDA, you can't give him a title
Still can't give him a
shot.
title shot, yeah, no.
Not if GSP wants it.
I almost kind of like GSP's odds. Like,
That's the fight
now.
GSP should take.
Yeah, I actually think he could probably beat Woodley.
Yeah,
If
dude,
he goes
I would.
to a specific game plan.
I would be less
He's
mad
a
at.
better striker than Woodley, that's for sure, and he could wrestle with him. I don't know how well.
As long as GSP fights one of the two champs at 70 or 85, I don't have any problems with that. I think that's a super respectable decision either way. It's hard not to respect, yo, this isn't my division at 85, but I'll go down and fight Tyron Woodley.
He's
That's a worse matchup.
I'm going to go at 170, come to it, motherfucker.
I think that's a worse matchup than
If he was
Whitaker.
a dick, he'd say that, yeah.
Dude, that's a way worse matchup than Whitaker, I think. GSP, no,
Wait,
Woodley.
you think fighting Woodley's worse than Whitaker?
Yep.
Fuck no.
Whitaker's wrestling is not on the level Woodley's is.
Yeah, but it's the size alone, right?
Whitaker used to be a 170-pounder not that long ago.
Well, yeah, Whitaker's like, what, 6 foot?
I mean, he's big, and he was young when he was a 170-pounder, but he's not, humongous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
I kind of
interesting.
feel like GSP though could outpace Woodley with the cardio and probably just had that jab and kind of just.
Well, that's the question: is the jab, because that's what
Yeah.
Rory McDonald kind of shut a lot of Woodley's game down with. Jab in the
I'm
wrestling.
kind of thinking, dude, GSP look like McDonald against Woodley.
But
Woodley,
he's not as big as McDonald.
Oh no, I know.
And that was a big part of that fight.
Of course, I would pick probably Woodley in a fight against GSP.
I think
but,
he knocks him unconscious early.
Either way, though, after seeing what GSP did against Bisping, I like his odds in a couple of fights.
I think it'd be fun.
He can
for sure.
survive. He was he would sustain some shots. Anyways, I think it was OJ. Oh, Dan says Conor versus GSP should never happen. Conor needs to focus on fighting Tony, and GSP needs to focus on Whitaker or maybe Woodley. Thank you. Bruce.
Dan says all kinds of dope shit
Yeah.
on this episode. As a matter of fact, our next break is about Dan talking about how he's starting to think. How Bisping wants to fight, and he's starting to think McGregor doesn't want to fight.
That's right. I will wrap this up quickly. OJ said Bruce Buffer's suit makes him look like Mr. Freeze from Batman. Kind of, or he said his
I can
mother's.
see
He
that.
says his nan's old drapes from 1983.
That's right. He also threw out a sweet Who's the fucking Mortal Kombat Sub-Zero reference too?
Yeah, Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. That's
Yeah.
right. And then the other new thing I listened to was LoudMouth MMA.
Ooh, interesting.
I think I've heard of them before.
I haven't.
They are actually very similar to Heavy Hands, maybe because one of the guys sounds like Conor Rebush
Oh.
with the style that they do.
Really? That sounds
I like this
legit.
card a lot. They basically are talking about how they love this Norfolk card in Virginia because the fight seemed close on paper, which is true. We'll get into that.
Super close.
They talked about the big part of Rose winning is because she wasn't afraid. And that's a good point too. Sure, she was nervous.
She wasn't hesitant at all, though.
She wasn't afraid, but in the build-up, she definitely was nervous. Hasn't been on that big scale. She was like saying the Lord's Prayer, that kind of thing.
I think the word is hesitant. She wasn't hesitant.
Yeah,
like she was
saying,
I would say she's probably nervous, but not hesitant.
They think the next fight is they think it's gonna be Joanna rematch only because Joanna had been so dominant. But
that's hard after a first round knockout where she taps the strikes, despite what she says.
Yeah. They said stylistically they think Jessica Andrade smashes Roach. I wouldn't say smashes. I see where they're coming from with her relentless pressure.
It depends, man. Like, the way she looked against fucking Gadelia, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, that was a crazy performance. But a lot of people think Gadelia probably underestimated Andrade in that fight.
Yeah.
Which, like, Andrade is easy to do, but Andrade looked way better in that fight than she ever has.
They like Dustin Poirier against Anthony Pettis. They said Pettis doesn't seem just as tough or gritty anymore. And it's kind of just catching up to him, taking all the damage over the years.
He's been having some tough fights, man. He's going that Benson Henderson path lately.
They said both Matt Brown and Diego Sanchez just need to hang up the gloves. Both of them do after the fight. They should both, in unison, just retire in the center of the octagon.
That would be awesome.
That'd be pretty neat. Junior Albino, or excuse me, Albini, we call him Albino, will KO Arlovsky quick. I can see that.
Yeah.
I
could see either one of them KOing either one quickly,
true.
yeah.
They said, not sure how Asuncao will do because since he was caught by USADA a while ago for IV usage and the whole gym he works with is tainted. I don't know what they're coming from. I don't know what gym
I forget what gym he's with.
But I think he was in trouble.
Novo Niao or something, maybe?
I think he was in trouble though for some IV shit a couple months ago.
That doesn't surprise me.
Joe Lozon versus Guida could end in a flash KO for either fighter. I think it's going to be a grappling match, but...
Yeah, but at this point in their career, I don't disagree with that.
That is true, because when Joe Lozon fought Stevie Ray Vaughan, he was kind of just throwing leather the whole time.
Yeah, and, like, Lozon is not unhurtable. Like, he's just very durable, is the difference.
They think John Donson gets the KO against, I can't remember who he's fighting. Is it Marlon Moraes? Yeah.
Marlon Moraes, yeah.
This is the one thing that I agreed on. If you're a betting person, they said Tatiana Suarez is currently a fucking, like, negative 300 against Viviane Pereira.
Yeah, a lot of people are looking at that fight.
They said Pereira is plus 250, and those odds are great for betting because she's a good striker and wrestler.
If she can stop the takedowns, yeah, she has a decent shot.
I can't remember who Sage Northcutt is fighting, but they're both picking him. They like Sage's power. I don't know.
Michael Quinones.
Okay, yeah. No, one guy retracted that statement. He's actually going with Quinones.
Yeah, the same thing happened on the Vivisection this week, too.
They said Ben Saunders is garbage and we get thrown out of the octagon like a fucking helicopter by Colby Covington.
That's not nice.
I know, that's me.
I like Ben Saunders.
But they were
He's
going based on that shit talk Ben Saunders did against Covington, how he would like take it, like, come on.
But Ben Saunders is a very nice guy.
Yeah,
don't talk about helicopter
throwing. I just like how they phrased that. I like how they phrased it. Because I literally imagine Covington throwing.
Right. Woo! Circling down.
So that was my other new one. I like those guys at LoudMouth MMA. I'm gonna make sure I keep listening in.
That's funny. I'm gonna subscribe to that one for sure. My podcast for this week, that is my second new one, is the Halfcast Podcast, which is their very first episode dropped last week on YouTube. And it is the podcast hosted by Tyson Pedro and his teammate Ty Bam Bam
Tuivasa. I think it was these guys.
Yeah, Tuivasa, something like that. Who debuts in the UFC against Rashad Coulter in Sydney on the 18th.
Oh, he was the guy with the terrible tattoo that you dug.
Really?
Who was it? Well, I'm kidding, but he was in that
Rashad Coulter, you mean?
He was in that war with Chase Sherman where they were just like this against the fence and like, hey, look at the worst tattoo you've ever seen. It was like a cage with a guy like this.
Rashad Coulter was that guy.
Yeah.
Well, Bam Bam.
Daywalker. That's his name. Yep. We could call him Blade.
Well, Bam Bam fights him soon, which... Man, this podcast, if you want to hear some Western Sydney, Australia fucking banter, this is your show. These dudes are just sitting around talking about how they met. They originally started joking around on MSN Messenger, and it's Australia, so I'm guessing that was like they don't have America online. I would assume so.
Oh yeah, duck. That's an American thing,
right? But it's hilarious. Their audio quality is very questionable. They're also recording in front of a metal shed. It looks like I don't know.
Overhead video.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Is the only place I could find it so far. I think they're waiting for their iTunes approval. Bam Bam is 9-0, but he jokes that he's 5-0 according to Sherdog. They both signed actually at the same time to the UFC, but Bam Bam was injured in his very last fight. So they fought on the same Australian Fighting Championship card. And they both got signed at the same time.
Oh, that's cool.
Because they had the same manager. But Bam Bam got injured in that fight. So he's been out for a year. And in that year, Tyson Pedro fought 3 times. So Bam Bam has that fight coming up in like 2 weeks or so. They talk about why Australians aren't as much... Oh, wait. First off, Bam Bam makes a joke about how the show's M-rated, and then he does a fucking timeout, like, T symbol with his hands.
What the fuck?
And Tyson Pedro starts dying laughing, being like, why are you doing a T symbol? Like, what the fuck?
It's just like saying pause the recording.
Yeah, it's like, it's real goofy.
Hey, fucking time out.
Yeah. Since they're Australian as shit, they talk about growing up playing rugby and being in rugby league. You're all good. Let's see. Tyson jokes that Australians aren't really into the UFC because they're not that into wrestling. And Bam Bam jokes that, well, even the high level Australians aren't into wrestling. Fucking
except for
Whitaker. Hunt. Yeah, but joke about Mark Hunt and everybody, like, not exactly known as loving wrestling.
Well, Mark Hunt's a New Zealander, a Kiwi, so he'd probably say "fuck you, cunt."
Yeah,
I'm not Australian.
He'd probably call me a bald-headed prick.
A fuckwit.
Yeah, not wrong, Mark Hunt. They do watch a clip of one of Bam Bam's old fights and commentate over it, Fight Companion style, while it's playing in the bottom right corner.
That's funny.
And it's a lot of making fun of Bam Bam for, like, doing goofy shit and breathing really hard because he's super fat in the picture. He says in the lead-up to the fight for that one, he was literally doing sit-ups and eating cookies in, like, the promo videos as a joke. So he was so fucking fat. Bam Bam says he lost that fight due to cardio cholesterol and the amount of partying he was doing.
Jesus.
They complain how hot it is when they're recording, or like how hot the studio is, and said kill all the fans, which I fucking relate to, as I'm sure anyone listening would. And then other than that, dude, it was just like some really rough edits here and there. They show another fight that Bam Bam had against McSweeney, where he hits a fucking suplex and then immediately gets mounted.
Oh my god.
He does also in that fight throw an overhand right while still on his knees, and it lands. While the other guy's standing.
It's just like that Michael Chandler one-legged overhand.
It's like that.
Brent Primus.
It's real goofy. And Tyson Pedro mentioned there was talks about him jumping on the Sydney card that's coming up, but he literally got the offer like 3 weeks out from the fight, and he's like, I'm not in shape enough to take that, unfortunately, which I think might have been actually the main event fight. The one that Mark Hunt had to get pulled out of, but pretty interesting overall, and I think that show's a lot of fun. I think if they, especially after the Bam Bam fight, if they do an episode where they're hanging out drinking beers in the whatever weird shed they're hanging out in, I think it would be a fucking awesome podcast, because
that would be kind of neat.
It's really relaxed and they're just joking around and talking a bunch of shit. It's like, imagine if Submission Radio was just the two hosts drinking and talking shit about each other, but they were also like UFC fighters. It's that.
Yeah.
It's very similar. Like, they definitely have a very smarmy kind of charm, like Dennis and Casper do, where they're like super funny, but you feel like they'd be funnier 2 or 3 beers in, like that kind of vibe. So I thought that was really good, and I highly recommend it. Any other shows you wanted to give a shout out to?
No, that was it for me.
Only stuff
I know
for
you said
me.
you had like 8 pages worth.
I literally have so many notes, so I'm not going to go over it. Co-Main was good. Fights Gone By was good. Anakin Florian was generic. Justin Buchholz was on MMAJunkie 2560. It was fun, but it was a lot of fucking MMAJunkie bullshit. Like, I like that show, but I wish it would be less not like it's very little about MMA.
Yeah.
And like it just meanders like a motherfucker. Gorgeous George has to cut guests off because they're ending Sirius FM segments. Like it's kind of rough. But Justin Buchholz talked a lot about the alpha male dynamic and what he thinks is going on, all that stuff. Heavy Hands was good. Luke Thomas live chat was good. We should mention fucking the Fortnight did a GSP episode with him and Borrachino.
Oh, that's what I forgot to mention. I remember I listened to Kevin Lee. He's actually a pretty solid interview on there.
Oh, on the actual Fortnite.
Yeah.
I meant
I know you're talking about the bonus.
Yeah, I meant the bonus
I'm just
episode.
talking to myself. Yeah, actually, that's one thing.
Yeah, if you guys are interested in hearing GSP, like this is basically GSP's post-fight interview. Is what this essentially what that interview is. But it's worth checking out. Actual MMA hour, it was okay. Rose was good. Vic was good. The rest was like, meh. I mean, Randy Brown in studio was really good.
Yeah, his story was pretty solid.
Yeah, but nothing spectacular. Rogan did a 217 recap, which is very little about the fights, which is I always recommend. The Fighter and the Kid 307 had some good stories about fucking chaos. And
Dude, honestly, that's like
actually a
one-
decent amount of fight talk on
That's
that
like
show.
one podcast I've listened to like maybe one episode of ever.
They actually had a decent amount of fight talk. They also, on episode 308, just had Theo Vaughn, who's a funny comedian that I met a couple times. Yeah, I met him over in, the Comedy Store when Tebow was playing there. He's a nice guy, nice dude, super funny. And then also there's a fucking incredible episode that has 0% to do with MMA of the Skeptic Tank, which is Ari Shafir's podcast. I did with Bert Kreischer about Sober October, which I highly recommend. And they give actually a lot of props to Luis J. Gomez, which I don't know. I might be starting to come around on Luis J. Gomez. Even though he's very obnoxious, I might be starting to...
Kind of coming around?
Nah. He still bothers me, but like in
less.
more of an understandable way.
Yeah.
Jesus. News this week. There's so much stuff. Luke Thomas is talking about adding a fight companion style show.
I saw that.
Which is fucking awesome.
That'd be cool.
Believe You Me took the week off because, of course, Bisping fought. Angela Lee is out of her fight on the 24th because...
Car crash?
Yep, car crash.
She alright? Actually did.
Yeah, she's fine, but she's out of the fight because it's too close. Calderwood is out of her fight against Beck Rawlings, who's getting replaced by Jessica Rose Clark. Anik and Paul Felder are calling the card this weekend.
Yep.
Which is dope.
That was cool.
Robert Follis left Extreme Couture. GSP did the Ariel interview, which we mentioned. We are not going to be covering Bellator in our upcoming fights this weekend because Bellator is tape delayed in Dublin, so they don't give a fuck, so neither do we. We will be covering their last show, though.
We did
so
mention earlier, right? Frankie Edgar, what did he injure?
So Frankie Edgar broke his arm. Or no, Frankie Edgar broke his orbital. Dominic Cruz broke his arm.
Yeah.
So they're both out.
Blows, the 218 and
Yeah.
219.
It looks like Cub Swanson's probably subbing in for Dominic Cruz. I mean, for Frankie, for Frankie against Max.
Do you think Rivera will fight someone still? No.
Yeah, Rivera. The most likely stuff
Probably
that we're seeing right now is Rivera Aljo.
Yeah, it'd be a good
but
fight.
it depends. Like you could probably slide some people in that.
Or
Depending.
some dumbass was like, Cody fight Rivera. It's like, dude, he just got knocked out.
Yep. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Let's see. Michael Johnson versus Darren Elkins got added.
I saw that.
That's
like
a great fight.
Dude, I'm actually surprised. Well, I guess I'm not this. Michael Johnson isn't even a big lightweight, so that makes kind of sense. He can make 145. He's kind of skinny.
Yeah, and the only other things I had was Misha Tate did an AMA on Reddit that was hilarious, even though she did not answer my question about Fight Valley. I know it sounds sarcastic when I asked about.
What did you say?
I said, I am genuinely a huge fan of Fight Valley. What was your experience like on the film, and do you have anything you can tell us about the sequel?
You were like,
she was like, no way is he serious about
like,
this.
what can we expect from Jabs in the sequel?
Oh
Her
my
name was.
God.
Is that her name? Like Jabs?
I want to say that.
Yeah.
Oh God, I love that movie. You guys know I fucking love that movie. Anyway, so that Misha did the AMA. TJ DeSantis is in Cancun for work, so all of the Sure Dog stuff has been delayed. And Rogan and the Big Pygmy are doing a charity show at the Comedy Store on December 6th, which is dope, for the Wells for not white people. I forget what the charity name is. It's some Africa, Wells for Africa thing that Justin Gaethje does. Nope, not Justin Gaethje. Whoever the big pygmy is. Why can't I remember his name? Justin...
Ren,
thank you.
Yeah, the guy in Africa.
Too many fighters named
charity
Justin.
Guy?
Yeah, that guy. And then lastly, Bellator signed Rampage again for a couple fights. So, bunch of big news, but we will go ahead and wrap that segment there. When we come back, we will talk about the Bellator 186 card, mostly just the main couple fights. And then we will talk about the fucking UFC 217 card, which we actually mentioned last week. We may, for big cards, start doing like a post-fight recap on Sundays or something.
Oh, yeah, dude. I feel like a dick. I didn't respond to you.
Oh, it's all good. I was way too hungover to deal with that bullshit on Sunday anyway. But,
I'm down, though, yeah.
Yeah, we may start doing those over Skype or something like we used to do when you were in
Netherlands.
So maybe we'll do that going forward.
Yeah,
but,
dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah, but we'll do a big recap for 217 here in a second. And after that, we will give our breakdown of the UFC Fight Night Norfolk, Virginia card. And yeah, check that out. In the meantime, y'all can listen to the clip of shit. It's not the Ridge Hand, right? We already did the Ridge Hand?
Yes, we did.
No, this is the clip. Is this the clip of... Oh, no, this is the clip of Dan Hardy talking about how McGregor doesn't want to fight anymore.
Oh, yeah.
And, dude's throwing shade. I love it.
What generation are you excited about it all?
You know, Bisping was on the same contract to fight GSP as he was in his defense against Dan Henderson. You know, there's not a renegotiation every time because Bisping wants to fight. And it's got to the stage now where I'm starting to think McGregor doesn't. He wants to be known as a fighter. But he's not stepping up and proving himself against the guys. He's had one fight in the lightweight division. You got to look. James Vick, in my opinion, is more worthy of carrying the belt at the moment in the lightweight division than Conor McGregor.
What up, everybody? We are back. We're gonna go through and recap UFC 217 as well as Bellator 186, and briefly the Ultimate Fighter episodes from this week. Because holy shit, there was so much content, dude.
Yeah, holy shit is right,
dude. Between all three of those cards, like, there's been a great week of MMA, and that's not even counting like all the M1 cards and crazy shit like that happened as well. I've been hyped.
And just watching those Ultimate Fighter episodes, I definitely have to get back into that.
Yeah, do you want to start off with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really behind. I think, to be frank,
me too. I watched, I think, the first episode.
How many episodes? Probably been like 6 or 7, somewhere around there.
I think we watched 8 and 9. We watched the fights from 8 and 9 just now.
I'm way behind.
There's like I think 2 episodes left.
I think I've watched a total maybe like 3.
Yeah, I think I've seen 3 now that we just watched 2 of them. So, but to be fair, I'm gonna at least go back and watch the rest of them before this next week, or not next week, but December 1st card, I think it is, or 2nd.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some catching up as well.
At least on the fights, but dude, holy shit! So, I want to say on this show a while ago, I said that the 3 people I was highest on was Sijara Eubanks, Roxanne Modafferi, and what's Bob's daughter's name? Rachel Ostovich.
Yeah.
And holy shit, have they all shown the fuck up in this tournament. Goddamn, Roxanne Modafferi bludgeoning people with elbows nonstop. So Yara Eubanks now officially head kicking girls into unconsciousness.
Yeah, that was
the fucking number 4 ranked.
That was definitely one of the cleanest knockouts I've ever seen.
Dude, it was ugly. Man, it's pretty crazy. And then so far, what's her face? Rachel has just been crushing girls.
I know.
And Rachel's
I've seen her fight.
Show.
I've seen her fight in Invicta,
yeah.
And I know she dresses up like in her sexy Wonder Woman fucking garb.
Rachel Ostovich is legit hot as hell.
I mean, she knows she can just flaunt it, so fuck it. Why
dude,
not?
I'm not gonna say check out her Instagram, but check out her Instagram if you're thirsty. because good googly moogly is she hot. But
Time
yeah,
to follow.
yeah, for real. But man, all three of those girls have just been crushing in that tournament. Sajara Eubanks barely made weight for that fight though. Like missed weight, had an hour to make weight, and then made weight for it.
Yeah, because the last time I saw that on Tough, well, from memory, it was
Recently,
that one guy on Black Zillions versus American Top Team. It was the American Top Team's like old wrestler guy. I can't remember his name, but he missed weight like 2 fights in a row. He ended up making the weight with the hour, but it just set a bad precedent for ATT. And
For
like,
sure.
What the fuck, bro? But yeah, that's I remember this. Like, you kidding me?
Yeah, but dude, after watching those fights from the Ultimate Fighter from this last week, since they aired 2 episodes back to back, kind of want to go back and watch that season now, right? Like, or at least the fights from it.
I mean, I think just remember from what I had seen beforehand. It's just nice that you don't have any coaches that are just kind of like grabbing each other's throats.
No,
or one coach.
Gaethje and
one coach.
Yeah, for real. But Gaethje and Alvarez have been cool as shit the whole time. Like, they've been like pretty friendly and like competitively friendly, you know?
Yeah, they know it's just just business, right?
Exactly.
Shit.
But yeah, man, those fights were fucking awesome. We'll jump into Bellator here shortly. Let me pull up the fucking card, but one of the coolest shits that Bellator has done recently is this Penn State card that they did last weekend. Like I mentioned earlier, we're not going to cover this weekend's Bellator card because they're doing it on fucking tape delay from Dublin, which means it's gonna be like 6 hours after the fights happen, they're going to be aired. So fuck you.
So even if you wanted to live stream it, you probably just have to go on someone else's
well,
website,
that's my
right?
no. Even then, I don't even know if it's possible. Like maybe,
someone just illegally live streams it, right?
No, because they're not airing it. It's Spike TV owns that company.
Fuck.
And Spike TV is.
Yes, you have to be there.
You have to literally be in the building, which like reporters are. So what's the fucking point? It's 2017. Like, it's just if Bellator doesn't give a fuck about the card, neither do I. Which is why we're not going to cover this weekend. However, last weekend's
Let me guess.
card,
Is that Gallagher kid on there? If it's in Dublin, right?
supposed to be.
Wait,
So,
like
injury.
like he's supposed to? Or?
Injury, yeah.
Oh, so he's not anymore.
Yeah, James Gallagher was supposed to fight, but he had an injury, so he had to drop out. So I believe it.
Oh, excuse me. Is it Gallagher, not Gallagher? Like
It's Gallagher.
Yeah, okay, so I'm every American asshole who doesn't know how to say Gallagher.
That's all right. I'll butcher 18 names tonight on this card that we have coming up. There's a couple of them that I'm real not sure about. But to be fair, so this Bellator card, Bellator 186, Bader versus Vassell, they held in the fucking, what is it, the Bryce Jordan Center in the university.
Brain Jordan.
Yeah, Brain Jordan Center. The Bryce Jordan Center University Park in Pennsylvania, literally in Penn State. And holy shit, there were some great fights. Fucking Sadawad killed a man. Start off the fucking main card.
Altar Boy better be he's saying some prayers for sure on the motherfucking ground after he got hit in the back
crushed
of the ear,
behind the head, right behind the ear twice.
In a way, he actually kind of did look like when he got hit. He literally went like this on the ground.
Face planted.
Yeah.
You're right. He did look like he was praying.
Praying, yeah.
That's a good note. Ed Ruth had a super impressive performance against Chris Dempsey, former UFC fighter.
That was solid. He utilized his wrestling. He's like, fuck it, let me go with the hands.
Yeah, well, you could tell this is the right matchup. I heard Conor Rebush and Zane Simon talk about it ahead of time on the Vivisection, but this is the right matchup to try out your striking game, like especially working ATT with everybody. Everybody's real high on Ed Ruth. I think he's ATT. No, he's not ATT. He's AKA, right? Or is that... No, that's... what's his face? Pico is AKA.
I think Ruth is AT.
I think...
No, he's probably somewhere else.
I forget where Ruth is.
Just click on
at.
his name. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. But
yeah, either way...
super impressive performance,
really
though.
Impressive, yeah. I like how they did the shout out to Kel Sanderson, too.
Oh, yeah, he's at the Dethrone camp. I forgot. But he's traveled around a bit and worked with some dudes. Anyway, most of that fight, the first round, he completely dominated. He eventually got the takedown and was beating him up from top. And like trying to work some of the submission game, trying to kind of feel him out. Second round, he comes out. They're kind of boxing each other up a little bit. Chris Dempsey's getting hit. Gets clubbed with a right hand behind the head. They do it again, and Chris Dempsey gets clubbed again.
Remember, like I said,
and knees himself in the face on the way down.
Fuck you! Only I knock myself out. You know, like it kind of looked like
Ed Ruth hits him so hard, and he does the TJ Dillashaw against.
Wasn't it right, like in the back of the?
I believe it was again behind the ear, no time style, as I've been calling it lately. even though a bunch of dudes love
Are
that.
you saying he did the Dillashaw sprawl? Like
No, he did the Dillashaw
where
where your fucking knees touch each other and your ankles are completely 90 degree, and then but on the way down, Chris Dempsey managed to knee himself in the face before slamming his head on the ground. Just crazy knockout.
Wait,
and
what was
the
that?
building
one,
goes crazy.
What was the one fight before that with the dude fucking slammed his knee into the guy's face and then pushed him into the ground and like double knocked him out?
Oh, that was...
Because that was nuts.
I believe it was Scott Clymer. Nope, that's TKO punches.
Dude,
Flying
that guy, whoever Michael
It's-
Benjamin Putnam is, that's like the most revolutionary American war name I've ever heard in my life.
So
General
is-
Putnam, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it is. But his name is Twan Claxton.
Taiwan?
Taiwan Claxton.
I don't think he's
I don't
Vietnamese.
know how to
You
pronounce
said
it.
Twan.
All I know is that his new nickname is Eric Claxton, which I'm a big fan of. It's a great goddamn nickname.
pretty fucking
And
great.
you, sir, need a Michael Bisping, Dan Henderson style logo for your brand because, good God, that was impressive. He fucking flying knees the dude and then shoves him to the ground to slam his head again.
Did he do a
So
fucking
violent.
dab or something down?
Oh, and then yeah, as the dude is knocked out, he accidentally dabs. It's fucking the funniest shit. Oh man, it's so violent. There's so much violence on that card in general. A lot of fucking crazy stoppages and wild fights in the undercard. Phil Davis is, I think, one of 2 dudes on the entire card to go to decision. I guess 3. No, 4. It was a split decision in the early prelims and nobody watches. Because fucking Jesus. What they said... Okay, we'll get to that in a second. But Phil Davis, super dominant striking performance against Leo Light.
Yeah, it's kind of stuck to the
Little
outside.
H,
They just
yeah.
jab work, all that kind of thing. Did what he had to do.
Didn't want to go for any takedowns, obviously, since the dude's high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt and multiple-time, I think, world champ, I believe, at Abu Dhabi. Yeah, Phil Davis just outstruck him on the outside pretty cleanly.
So yeah, good for the Penn State alum. They got their shit done.
Yeah, unfortunately didn't get the finish, but again, super impressive performance. And kind of what you would expect for Phil in that matchup. Like, I think Phil easily outclasses that dude in the striking realm and the wrestling.
I was saying, how deep are the rankings at 205 for Bellator?
I don't know, man.
Because I have like no idea.
Bellator rankings are a fucking mystery to me. It depends. Like, is Chael showing up? Because then he's number 1. They're
Just be like, I'm the bad guy, Phil.
Yeah, I just can't follow that.
He'd be like, your college supported pedophilia,
Yeah.
Joe Paterno and Sandusky.
If Bellator would,
Like, I don't know if he'd go to that level. He probably wouldn't. That's pretty fucking.
yeah, probably not. But no, if Bellator would just stop fucking tape delaying everything, I would be way more on their side about shit. But speaking of which, on this non-tape delay card, that actually, if you had a cable subscription, you could sign on online and watch live, not on tape delay, which is like the first time ever, I think.
See, I did notice that a lot of companies or cable channels offer that now.
About goddamn time, it's live
Hey,
sports.
not
What
gonna
the
lie,
fuck?
I don't have cable, but part of me's like, yeah, that would be cool, but
Yeah, I'll just say that I watched this card live. Alima McFarland.
I was at a bar.
Yeah. Alima McFarland beats Emily Ducote pretty cleanly, beating her
This
up
was
in
cool,
the first
man,
4
with
rounds.
The whole what was
Hits
it,
the Dead Orchard in
That
the
was sick.
fucking end
And
of the
you hear her
fifth.
corner, yo, Dead Orchard. Yeah,
Yup.
it's-
Dude, it's a
Yeah.
bummer that they're calling it
real
a
neat.
triangle armbar on the Sherdog page, which technically it
You know
is.
why they go, how do you spell Dead Orchard?
No,
The guy on
TJ Sanchez works for him, and Jordan Breen is well aware. I believe Jordan Breen still manages the Fight Finder, or at least parts of it. But man, super nasty. If you guys don't know, Dead Orchard is essentially just a triangle with both arms in, but you hit it really high. Of course, Nathan Orchard of 10th Planet is really known for it. He's hit it a handful of times in the EBI tournaments, and essentially, since both arms are like constricted towards each other, you just have
You're
nothing.
like choking yourself out.
Well, that and you have nothing but elbows, so like you just immediately give up a double arm bar and a
I feel
triangle.
like the only thing you could do. Oh, but their legs are locked out. I was
You
gonna say
have
the
to
only thing I feel like is doing some
pull
sort of
backward.
somersault.
Even then, yeah, you're not going anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure there's an escape to that.
Move your hips or your shoulders or something.
No, the
weird.
secret is you don't get into it. Is the secret.
Oh.
You don't let someone get crackhead control and if they're attempt playing it, dude. Yeah, fucking Emily McFarland. I believe has competed in EBI before and is super fucking scrappy.
She looked pretty fucking technical.
Dude, super impressive in this fight. She beat up Emily Ducote on the feet for a lot of this fight, and then when it did go to the ground, just constantly out scrambled her and. When she ended up on the bottom, she almost caught this like 2 or 3 times, and then eventually the last time caught it super deep. Went for the arm bars with the fucking Dead Orchard, and it was all over from there. But shouts out to Liam Lloyd McFarland. Full disclosure, out of Team Hurricane Awesome down here in San Diego. So of course we're homers for anyone bringing a belt back to San Diego.
Fuck yeah!
But good to see another women's champ in this city. And super impressive performance. Speaking of which, Ryan Bader fucking bombed on
young
Vassell.
Marcellus Wallace.
Yeah, Lynn Vassell got pieced the fuck up in this fight on the ground.
Yeah, I didn't really expect that because Lynn Vassell had a pretty good striking game.
He was landing some really solid leg kicks and shit, but you can't be throwing leg kicks at a wrestler and expect to stand on your feet.
Yeah, because
a big problem.
One of them was like, just put him up against the fence, and that was pretty much all she wrote once it started landing those knees.
Yeah,
bad.
Well, yeah, and then Ryan Bader gets to the ground and just starts piecing him up with punches and gets.
Ryan Bader's honestly looked better since he's gotten to Bellator.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
to be fair though, like his last UFC fight was against like fucking Anthony Johnson. Like yikes.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was against
Ilya.
Latifi.
Oh yeah, and he knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, fucking.
Oh, you're probably right
knee
because he
knockout
went out
against
on a high
Ilya.
note,
Yeah.
and then Dana's like, "Oh, you want to come back?" He's just like, "Nah." And he just left.
Yeah, but again, impressive performance from Ryan Bader, and I hope they end up running back Ryan Bader, Phil Davis down the line. Even though it was kind of a sparring match.
As weird as the fight was, it was competitive.
It felt like a 5-round sparring match.
Did we score that for Phil? I don't know. It was kind of
We
close.
were on the way to watch the Bellator NYC card.
Oh yeah, because I was like driving
I've
and you were like,
rewatched it.
"Bro,
Yeah.
what's going on?" You're like,
Yeah.
out of like the 2.5 rounds I've seen.
Yeah, I've rewatched it
pretty
since,
even.
but Bader took it. But I feel like they would both fight much differently if they had.
Oh
the
yeah,
rematch.
because Bader beat him in the UFC. That's right.
Yeah, and it was a fun fight. It was a fun fight if you like interesting style matchups, I should say. But yeah, cool, great Bellator card. Fucking perfect way to use a local like region to your benefit. They fucking have a bunch of Penn State wrestlers fight at Penn State. Cale Sanderson fucking calls the Phil Davis fight on the mic. Like,
Yep.
dude,
Best wrestler of all time
Yeah.
and legendary coach. That's
Yeah.
crazy. He won 6 titles for Penn State in
Yeah.
7 fucking years.
has a crazy record of like 114 and
I
something.
almost pray that whatever current students or wrestlers he had that have been NCAA champions go to MMA, or at least maybe he'll like, he'll probably have to just if someone has those intangibles probably so.
Wrestlers coming out of that high level are generally trending towards it nowadays. It seems like, but yeah, very impressive with that
AKA is
Bellator card.
recruiting like a motherfucker.
Yeah, and to be fair, I would be so high on that Bellator card that we would be covering this week's Bellator card, if fucking it wasn't tape delayed by like 6 hours from Dublin.
6 fucking hours.
Something like that. I'm assuming it's probably worse than that. It's probably like 13. It's going to be bad.
9. Europe is usually 9.
Right, but they're going to do it at like, 8 tomorrow night.
Oh.
So it's probably happening like right now, is like how long that tape delay is. It's going to be bad. So, overall, I love that card. I'm really hyped on it. Please stop fucking tape delaying anything. It's goddamn sports. What are you doing, you fucking momos? All right, so now that we're over that.
Luckily for me, I was home in time after getting a bunch of pizza and beer and snacks with Blake at Costco.
That's a good way to go about that.
Yeah, we went to Costco. Like, dude, that 24-pack Stella was only $24.
Didn't even have a Stella the whole time.
Because we had too much beer.
Yeah.
We had so much beer before I told my boy Jordan, don't bring beer.
Yeah, to be fair,
Just
I
bring me
brought a 12 pack
$5
too. Yeah, so.
But that was fun, though. And, this first fight, Ricardo Lucas Ramos.
Yeah, Ricardo Ramos.
This was a shock. I wouldn't say it was a shocker because it's pretty even mostly, but I was giving the edge to Ayman Zahabi 2 rounds to 1.
I had
him 2 rounds in.
I had him up all 3. Yeah, up until the end.
Until he got finished.
Yeah, until he got killed in the face.
Goddamn, what a perfect timing in that clinch.
Crazy. He hit it once.
I don't even remember how he got that separation.
He hit it once, and then, he kind of, framed up again, and then, bam, went for it a second time, square on the jaw. That spinning back elbow.
So imagine you're in the clinch with someone, you break away for half a second, spin back elbow right to the fucking jaw, I think it was.
It was really nasty.
On the button, he was lights out.
Zahabi was out for a minute.
Feel bad for Zahabi. He had such a great performance.
Yeah,
he just got caught.
GSP actually tells a great story about hearing about the fights back in his locker room. In GSP's locker room was Ayman Zahabi.
They probably have TVs and shit. Right?
Not only that, but GSP was avoiding the TVs, but. You gotta he heard rumblings oh, don't tell George, and he was like, well, how did Damon's fight go?
Guys, shut the dummy.
He's like, did he get knocked out? They're like, and then Joseph Duffy also in his locker room because he's also from TriStar, who got knocked out in the first or at the end of the second.
Yeah.
Also in his locker room was I believe Joanna was in his locker room too, I want to say. It was in the same one. So he's like, holy fucking shit. Oh no, you know what? It was those 2 guys got knocked out, and then he started prepping. He's like, okay, he's like, I figure the Rose fight and the TJ fight is going to go 5 rounds. So we'll start training and warming up. And then Rose gets knocked out, or Rose knocks out JJ, spoiler alert, in fucking 1 round in 3 minutes in. And George goes, holy fucking shit, we need to start warming up hard.
Wait, is that
so he's puts gloves on and starts.
Is this just someone just recalling that?
No, this is on the aerial interview he did today.
See, I need to watch that today.
It's funny. It's very funny. And then he's like, holy fucking shit. He's like, we need to start warming up really hard. He puts his gloves on. He starts warming up. And then the TJ fights get stopped in the second round. He's like, holy fuck. Oh man, that's hilarious.
Excuse me for my language.
Yeah, I would highly recommend. I didn't put that on my list as one of my picks just because, or as one of the ones that I.
It was like a last minute edition.
Well, and I figure if you're listening to this show, you're listening to MMA Hour. Fucking who am I? There's no way people are listening to my show and not Ariel's show. You know what I mean? There's no way people are listening to us talk bullshit and not at least seeing headlines from what Ariel has been saying. So.
But
really funny.
You guys, you should be called the MMA aggregator. You fuck.
Yeah, and it's a rough night for fucking TriStar having two rough knockout losses.
I mean,
and then just
sure they had the grand victory, but yeah, still
rough night either way. Curtis Blades took on Alexei Olenek.
My favorite creative fighter, and this was a weird doctor stoppage, which should not have been a stoppage because he got kicked in the fucking ear.
Yeah. I mean, so that's one of those weird things was I guess as a doctor, you should, as a ref, you should. So if
they called it, dude, because Olenek said I can't continue.
Well, he was fucked up from all the combos
fucked.
he was eating.
Yeah,
he was done at the end of the first round. He almost got finished at the end of the first. People forget.
Yeah.
And then he came back out and was eating bombs in the second. So.
Oh yeah, I actually chose this motherfucker. Do we have those? Picks?
Oh yeah, sorry, they're right.
I want to see how fucking terrible I did. Wow, look at that.
Yeah, so you had Ramos over Zahabi, which I did not. However, I had Curtis Blades.
Actually, we did the same 5-5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's one of those cards, though.
Yeah.
It was just always going to
We only got one of the upsets right.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah, even with Rose on my team, I didn't even go. She was on my fantasy squad. So I usually always go fantasy squad, but not that time.
Yeah, pretty crazy. But, so let's see. Randy Brown took on Mickey Gall. Holy shit, Randy Brown kind of wrecked shop on Mickey Gall.
It was 1-1 before the third round, in my opinion. Mickey won the first round for sure. I remember I watched that distinctively.
Who did?
Mickey won the first round.
No, second.
Sorry. Yeah, excuse me.
I was going to say, what the fuck?
I had it flipped. No,
he got bombed on in the first round and the third round.
They each clearly won the first 2 rounds. It was oh, fuck, this would be a good-ass fight. And then Randy just had...
Randy went right back to the game plan.
He just basically was quicker,
So, well, and he just was able to not get... the only reason he lost the second round is because he got swept by Mickey as soon as he hit the ground.
Yeah.
But yeah, Randy Brown in third just keeps
one
talking
thing this told me though, I chose Randy Brown. I picked him because he had experience against more seasoned fighters. That's why I chose him. But
way more experience.
He was on my team. But also Mickey, he's a tough motherfucker.
Mickey is tough as shit, and he's not going anywhere. Like,
and that's what Randy said on Unfiltered too. He's like, he's a friend of mine. We're still friends. Like, he's a tough son of a bitch.
Yeah, and he's super likable too. Like, really nice guy. Super funny on Punch Drunk and Sports and a couple of the podcasts I've heard him on.
Yeah, good for Mickey. He already has a win over Stage too, one of UFC's golden boys. So I mean,
that's right. Speaking of which, we'll talk about Fuckboy later.
Yeah, coming up.
But
Ivan Drago's wannabe son.
That's right. Or no, wannabe Ivan Drago's son.
Yeah, or wannabe. Ivan Drago's wannabe.
Otherwise, it sounds like Ivan Drago wants him to be his kid.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of Ivan Drago looking motherfuckers, Ovince St. Preux knocked out Corey Anderson.
Yeah, this was interesting. Corey Anderson had a wrestling exchange kind of early on in the first round.
Yeah, first and second.
Kind of throwing him around.
Getting some takedowns. He is making it ugly. He was doing Corey Anderson type things that I was impressed by, but I'm not sure if he was winning rounds.
He was beasting in sporadic moments.
That's right, and he's at least 25 to 28. So.
Okay. Yeah.
But no, I don't think he is. I think he's in his 30s. I'm pretty sure.
They're like heavyweights.
Yeah. Yeah, all light heavyweights are 90, I forgot.
Or heavyweights are 40 and all light heavyweights are 30.
Yeah, pretty much. Except for like the one.
Oh, what was it? Fucking
I couldn't name him either, so that's a bad sign for light heavyweight.
But Tyson Pedro, he's like 20.
Yep. Speaking of which, that dude's podcast is real funny. Anyway, yeah, Ovince St. Preux, I thought that he probably was up when he landed that head kick.
Yeah, we both picked him, yeah.
Just because I don't trust Corey Anderson's chin after that last knockout.
Jimmy Manure, yeah.
But to be fair, this had nothing to do with his chin. He just got killed with the head kick.
I did notice that third round, though, OSP actually started using his reach advantage like crazy. It was just like pop, 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 just from outside. I was like, fuck.
And Corey was slowing down a decent amount.
And that's kind of how he set up that leg kick. That shit was so fucking
Dude, that
clean.
head kick, yeah.
Just shin to the fucking jaw.
Left head kick.
Oh, my fucking
just
God.
fucking flattened him. It was
real
real
bad.
ugly. Speaking of ugly finishes, Mark Godbeer beat Walt Harris by DQ according to Sherdog, this was via head kick to the head after referee paused the fight due to low blow is the official finish on this.
So, I'll say this. It was some chicken shit move by Walt Harris. I think he could have refrained from doing that because the ref clearly had his fucking hand on his chest right even before he started lifting his leg and hit him in the head. So, I think, don't get me wrong, if I were to take part of Walt Harris' side, it was in the moment, a lot of adrenaline.
And he was in
mid-combo. And he's in mid-combo.
Like, he was literally in the last part of a 3 or 4 part
after
combo.
you clearly kick a guy in the dick, and he fucking saw him go like this. If you see someone in your eyes go like that, why the fuck would you say, let me kick him in the head?
A lot of people would go
I get
go
it.
for
He's
that.
relying on the ref. I totally get that.
And the ref was in a weird position where he was technically out of his... He was at, like, peripheral vision, not, like, in the front.
Because he was, like, this to him.
He was
behind.
behind.
Like, with his hand.
Like, right. Like,
but when his hand was here,
that's why,
his leg was already fucking, like, mid-kick.
Right. So that's why John McCarthy and Herb Dean always stress, like, you need to be at the 90-degree angle between the two fighters so that they can both see you if you need to enter in between.
Yeah.
Where this guy was slightly behind Walt Harris and making that entrance, which is, like, understandable. The problem that makes it, the part that makes it tough is the fact that he goes stop, 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 stop.
Yeah,
and then
he did say that.
During the last stop is when the head kick lands and he's touching Walt Harris. So it was definitely rough. It was
because
definitely
it is true
late.
though, dude. Even if you're mid kick, if someone's gonna stop in your face, you can literally just be like, okay.
Still a weird stoppage though.
Okay. Do you think they should call it a no contest? I understand they should be like, oh, they should call it no contest. Like, fuck it. But because what else you do? Take a point.
I mean,
but he can't continue. So I guess I'll have to go DQ.
I think it's referee's discretion. I believe is the way they generally go with DQ versus no contest.
I mean,
and it's just bad enough to where like
that was pretty worth a DQ. That was really bad.
Worst case though, I say run it back. Mark Godbeer
thing, though,
doesn't
is
want any part of that.
I saw on Reddit, I can't remember what the fuck he said, but Walt Harris made himself look more like an asshole. Like he did it on purpose. He said some shit on Twitter or something.
Oh,
like,
he's been
"Fuck
doubling
you."
down about how Mark Godbeer is a coward and he should have just came out and fought. And
Yeah,
not
it's
been a
just
bitch
like,
about
what
it.
the fuck?
Where you're like, okay, bro, like I get what you're saying, but not helpful. And then the headliner of the Fox Sports prelims was James Vick versus Joseph Duffy.
This was a great fight.
Great fucking fight, dude. Such a war.
Because, dude, James Vick for a while has been real fucking pissed. Like, give me a real goddamn fight. Give me a real goddamn fight. You know, you guys keep giving me basic cans. Like, what are you doing? And he got his real fight. And
they were both touching each other up in the first round.
You know what? Dude, that height and that reach advantage, Jesus fucking Christ, at that weight class.
It's crazy.
That adds up.
Duffy was still getting inside and landing some bombs, but eventually Vic was able to stick him on the end of the jab.
Vic's got some pretty crisp boxing.
Yeah, and he has good jiu-jitsu and stuff too. It's just like he's so long, it kind of works against him sometimes. In like I forget who he lost to, but like really long guys can sometimes.
He only has one loss in the UFC, dude.
Yeah,
I think
he's 8-1.
Professional 8-1 in the UFC and like 14-1 overall.
Yeah, super impressive though, and yeah, he was able to eventually stick Duffy on the end of his jab and catch him with an uppercut as he was trying to duck in for a takedown or duck in for an overhand. I think actually it was, but really impressive. Clips him hard, jumps on him, starts throwing combos, and at 4:59 they call it. It is close to the TJ stoppage.
Some people claimed early stoppage. I don't think so. I thought it was fine because he looked kind of outed.
You could go either way.
What do you think's next for James Vick? I think give him a top 10. You have to.
At least
Joe Duffy
11
was like,
or 12.
what, 12? Wasn't Joe Duffy 14?
Nope,
15?
neither one was ranked.
Oh, wow, okay.
Which is crazy.
You got, yeah.
It's how fucking
Let
stacked lightweight is.
Let me look at lightweight's
Yeah.
just as gnarly as
Go ahead and pull that up, because
Yeah.
I would say you got to give him somebody like towards the top 10, but not in the top 10. Like somewhere between
Just give
like
him
11 and
Just
13.
give him 11. Just give him 11.
I need to
Fuck
see
it.
who it is. Like,
Yeah, let's see real quick.
who's it depends on who's coming off a win. I feel like there are definitely some good matchups that he could be a fun
All right, I'll tell you
fighter.
right now. Number 10, Michael Chiesa, who he's actually, I think, friends with.
Yeah,
a lot of people are
I'm
friends
pretty
with
sure
Chiesa
they
now.
are. Yeah, a lot of people do like Chiesa.
11 is Ali Quinta, who's hurt.
Right, he's out.
That would be a sick fight, though.
Yeah,
actually.
he's injured.
I actually kind of would like James Vick's chances, though, against Ali Quinta.
Alejandro would never take that fight.
Yeah, no. He beats at a disadvantage in probably almost every asset except for jiu-jitsu.
Well, and wrestling. Alec Quinta would dominate.
Number 12,
wrestling.
Benil Dariush. That's interesting.
That's the fight.
That's a fight to make.
What's the next one?
13th, Anthony Pettis, who fights on Saturday.
Anthony Pettis is 13
I know,
right
it's
now.
weird.
What's Dustin Poirier? 7?
8.
Jesus.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
That's
No,
weird.
Pettis versus.
Okay, so here you go. 14 is Evan Dunham, who I think James Vick probably beats him, and
Dude,
Trinaldo.
yeah. Okay.
Trinaldo's 15.
Has he fought? He lost to Trinaldo before, didn't he?
And that's his only loss in the UFC.
That's a bad style matchup.
I think he got submitted.
I think Dunham is probably the guy. Dunham or Dariush. Yeah. I think
If you were to
those
give
are
him,
fun fights
this
either
thing,
way.
if you're to give him anyone in the top 10, I would have said Michael Johnson, but Michael Johnson's not featherweight. Fuck it, dude. I think it would have been still a pretty good fight.
Michael Johnson featherweight now?
Yeah, he moved.
Since when?
He's fighting Darren Elkins, dude.
Darren Elkins, I thought was a 55er.
He's always been featherweight, bro. He gets a lot of weight. He gets like 30 pounds.
Jesus,
Yeah,
that's a
I
big
know,
featherweight.
I know.
Fucking
Michael
alpha
Johnson's
male.
going to be a big featherweight, too.
Yeah, he's not going to make weight.
I hope he does, but I don't think he does. I was telling you he's skinny, but... Yeah, this motherfucker's going to featherweight. Have fun.
Oof.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, I would say the highest ranked lightweight who I think is higher than this rank, Kevin Lee. I don't think he's number 7. I'd put him at top 4, in my opinion. Kevin fucking Lee's legit.
Yeah, his wrestling game is a problem for
Yeah,
dudes. And he's
I think
he's so
if you're-
young.
In my opinion, I mean, he'll never do because this guy doesn't want to not fight unless it's for money. If you're to tell me who would you have Kevin Lee fight right now, I'd say Nate Diaz. That'd be fucking sick. But
How about you just make James Vick versus Cowboy at 160 or 165? How about we just have some goddamn fun?
Dude, I like James Vick in that fight.
I like both of them in that
I
fight.
think Cowboy's a good one, yeah.
I like both of them in that fight because James Vick has a very long hittable body.
Oh, dude, I just realized Habib's fighting Edson in fucking the number 2 versus number 3.
Fire ass fight. If Khabib makes it to the fight.
He probably will. He's been training for this for 6 months.
I don't know. Hopefully he's not training against tiramisu. Because it tends
right.
to make him injured.
And to be fair, I did hear on that BBC thing when they played the Conor review. Conor, well, as far as you're saying, he wants fight.
Did they have to play 5 minutes of a Conor interview?
Right?
Where I'm like, bro.
And we've heard it before.
Also, that fucking documentary that interview is from, it has a fucking 40% fresh rate on Rotten Tomatoes. The last time I checked, I bet it's lower by now.
And then the fans like, bro, Rotten Tomatoes is biased. It's like, no, it's an aggregate.
Biased towards decent film.
Yeah, it's an aggregate. You know who says that? It's the DC Comics fanboys. They all argue, why is Marvel so high? It's like, maybe because their films are actually decent. I'd say decent as far as watchable. That's what I mean.
Well, so no,
Like
but
most
also
of them
the
are
nerds on fucking Rotten Tomatoes, that's a real factor. They're all fucking nerds.
Because there's audience score and then there's the critics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And critics
the critics will score what's watchable. Like, they mean, like, is this movie worth my time? That's all that literally means. Is it worth the $12.50?
Right.
Yes or no? That's all
am I
that
angry?
means.
I had to say it's our version of a skip.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Like, they'll be like, oh, Thor Ragnarok, this movie is fucking great. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, yeah, I should probably check it out too. I'm a comic book nerd, so whatever, you know.
Right. They're like, Fight Valley, totally the best, bro.
Then I'd be like, all right, let's go see it.
No one said that for me.
I know.
That's why I didn't get my question answered. I shouldn't have used the phrase genuinely.
You're like the one guy that goes, Rotten Tomatoes is bought.
The worst part is I really do like Fight Valley, but like there's no way to ask a question about the movie Fight Valley without sounding like I'm making fun of Fight Valley. So.
Oh gosh, see the
Misha
Chris
Tate.
Cyborg. Chris, what'd you say? It was a rape.
Misha Tate, why do you gotta ruin my dreams?
She's gonna beat up. She's gonna beat up bags of ice, right?
Yeah, Misha, why you got to win? All right.
It's all about jabs.
Anyway, speaking of jabs, Johnny Hendricks ate a lot of them and then died.
From Paulo Costa, Jesus.
Yeah, the eraser, fucking.
You've just been erased.
Yeah, Johnny Hendricks, after barely fucking making weight and not expecting to miss because he didn't know his underwear weighed so much.
Oh yeah,
was his
clearly he needs MeUndies.
Yeah, he also threatened the media, saying, "I know where you live. Don't write bad articles about me."
Oh, by the way, isn't this the same? Oh no, I think it was Jake Ellenberger. There's some motherfucker who drew a gun on USADA at 3 a.m. It was one of those two. I think it was John Hendricks.
I can see either one
They woke
doing
him
it,
up
honestly.
at 3. Okay, to be fair though, if someone woke my ass up at 3 a.m, I'd probably get my gun too. But I mean, I don't have a gun. But if I
You
had
have
a
to
gun,
draw the gun though. Can you just open the door slightly?
I think that's
the
what
gun?
he meant though. It was like this. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I don't think he was like.
I don't
this.
know. Johnny Hendricks is a crazy person who eats himself to sleep. So, I'm joking. I'm probably not. I just don't know facts.
You already know what he did after his loss, right? He went straight to McDonald's to get like 5 McRibs.
That's
no,
right.
who am I kidding? 6.
No, he just started eating erasers. He's like, I know how to win. Yeah, man, fucking Boachinia is a goddamn beast.
So is his first career loss going to be against a legit contender or against USADA?
Nowitzki is a legit contender for Boachinia. We'll put it that way. Dude is jacked to the gills. If you watch him during the aerial interview that happened today when we're recording this on Thursday, holy fucking shit, is he just jacked. He also had the adorable little Mexican dude from Arizona that with the glasses.
Is that actually like a Mexican guy? Or is that
No. The translator from Arizona that
Oh,
has
no.
the
I've
glasses.
seen
The
the
wrestling
white
coach.
glasses. Yeah, no, I've seen that guy. Is he like
Henry
actually a
Cejudo's
Mexican
boy?
guy? Is he actually like a Mexican guy?
I think so, but he speaks Brazilian too.
Or you mean Portuguese?
I mean, Brazilian Portuguese.
Brazilian
but
Portuguese, yeah. No, I hear you.
Poha. Yeah, no, it was just a funny interview. But yeah, he looks jacked. Also, I believe it was on Fighter and the Kid. They spent a good amount of time talking about how much they want to bang Poachinia.
I think he blew it by not calling himself the Hulk when Kutalaba did. I know Kutalaba's kind of a freak.
I like the eraser. He
but
said
the eraser does sound kind of neat.
Well, because he said he watched the Arnold, his buddy.
No, wait, he did watch Eraser at Arnold?
Dog. So his buddy with the glasses showed him the eraser, and he's like, "All right, the eraser."
That's amazing. That had to be why.
Yeah, well, because his
Your
original
luggage.
Yeah, well, because his
That's fucking
original
retarded.
nickname Boachinia means like little rubber. Like, because his brother's big rubber. Like, because he's a big, flexible dude. So he was calling himself Boachinia.
Oh, like Rubber Band Man? What's it? Or Stretch Armstrong? Stretch Armstrong. Like the thing where you fucking...
It's like, it just means little rubber, but it doesn't translate well. So that's why he was like, I want to go with the Eraser. It's like bendable, and I'm erasing dudes. And he showed me the movie.
It's not a bad nickname, dude.
It's
the
great.
Eraser's kind of sick.
It's pretty great. I'm into it. But his Twitter's still Boachinia, so he still goes by that also. I think it's just like a gimmicky American thing where white people can say it.
Watch it like Bochino, I mean the fucking Eraser.
Yeah. The fucking eraser. It means the eraser shaped like a dick. I don't know why I would go with that. Oh, right. Because Brendan Schaub talked about his dick for 25 minutes this week. Same with fucking Emil Meek. Oh my god, Brendan Schaub wants to bang Emil Meek so bad, bro. Brendan Schaub and Brian Callen.
Let me go. She's like this. Dude, bro, just think about it. He's probably part Viking. If I bang him, I inherit his Viking skills.
Keep going.
Right?
Yes, it's exactly that. I'm actually going to pull up my notes on how gay it was because it was so gay and I forgot to mention it that I'm actually going to go back to it.
I mean, see, there's nothing wrong if it's gay as long as he just admits it. You know what I mean? Like, he might as well just embrace it. I would.
Too gay for me, bro. And I think it's hilarious, but it's still too gay. It's aggressively gay. It's like Harvey. It's like Harvey Wine. Wait, no, who's the one?
No, okay. Listen, I'll say this. Nothing wrong with it being gay. When you say it's aggressively gay and like over the top, like rapey, I want to think of Kevin Spacey. Yeah.
So
remember that joke I showed you with that show, Difficult People?
Yeah.
Remember what he was talking about? Oh, what do little kids hate? Like, oh, pool boys, they're like teachers, Kevin Spacey.
Brendan says he wants to let Boachinia try the Kevin Spacey experiment with him.
Wait, he literally said that?
No, yeah, these are real quotes. Brian Callen says Paulo Costa should be impregnating everybody, including Brian's wife. He says the phrase.
So he's a cuckold now.
Yeah, he says the phrase. I want one of his kids. Then they fall in love with Emil Meek between his body and playing in a band.
Oh my god!
Brian and Brendan found a pic of Emil Meek with no pants on from behind, and it goes real off the rails. And fucking just a lot of talking about banging Emil Meek.
So they went full Kevin Spacey.
It's a good episode. It was again almost made the list, but it was just it was the last like hour of it was just all like Lululemon and the intern talking about how she wants to start working out to get them cakes. And I was like, I'm out. I don't care about your fucking cakes, bitch.
What the fuck?
It was, real off the rails. But they are big Paulo Costa fans and want to definitely have his babies. Including Brian wants his wife to have his babies. So
he went full cuck.
He did. He went full cuck on it. Stephen Thompson did take on Jorge Masvidal. Now that we're way off topic.
Yeah, okay, we'll be fair. Initially, we
both had Masvidal, yeah.
Well, we both were going to pick Wonder Boy. But then we're like, oh, wait, what if Jorge wrestles him? Which, he didn't do it all.
He tried twice.
Like, twice. And he did get a good hold of Wonder Boy once. And I feel like Wonder Boy did improve some of his take defense a tiny bit, you could say.
But Jorge's wrestling has never been top level.
But from what I saw, Wonder Boy was like, okay, blah, 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 and he was able to get control and send back up. Yes. And then after that, even
work for underdogs and separate.
Good luck now. And after that, he kicked him fucking so hard in the chest, he fell down.
Yeah, really good at sticking him on the end of strikes, not letting Jorge close any kind of distance.
Showed you how tough Jorge was, though. He took that fucking heel straight to the nose. He probably would have been knocked out.
He had some big shots. And Jorge started getting classic Jorge in the third round, where he's just pressuring with a ton of feints and throwing bombs, but still not enough.
Wonder Boy had those counters though. He just like that straight left, the fucking right hook, and then like the uppercut, fucking caught him clean. Yeah. Like it was like some dirty boxing.
Like
shit.
if that was a 5-rounder, I think Jorge might take that fight. Yeah, because Masvidal, Wonder Boy will slow down and.
Because one of what was kind of funny is Groove the end of the third round was a little kind of discerned.
He was, but also Jorge was starting to pour it on in a way that he always does.
Yeah,
like,
he was putting him against.
Jorge is a 5-round fighter. Like
Yeah.
the way he fights like an old school Muay Thai guy. Like the first round, he just fills you out.
Oh yeah, that Muay Thai stance the whole time.
Yeah, I was freaking out the whole fight.
Yeah.
I was like, why the fuck is he fighting like a traditional Muay Thai stance? Like, dude always comes out looking like a slick Cuban boxer, and he came out with the fucking high-low, Thompson threw almost no leg kicks. Like, Jorge threw shitload more leg kicks than Thompson did. I guess it was just that threw me off a lot. And I'm wondering if maybe that was kind of threw Jorge off, too, that he didn't throw any low leg kicks. And then Rose, this is when the card just turns to straight chaos. Fucking Rose finishes Joanna in the first round.
Here's the thing too. Was this
this
was TKO, right? Because I noticed every time Buffer announced it, he announced it for Rose and for TJ. He said by knockout.
He just
but
does
it's
that.
I know it's TKO because knockout is when it's like you're done and they don't even have to. Finish.
Yeah, and the ref called this one off.
Yeah.
Big John did. Man, yeah, Rose just fucking was doing a great job of throwing a ton of feints out. And Joanna, I believe, if I remember the stats right, went something like 5 for 45 on strikes in this fight.
She was whiffing a lot.
She missed a shitload. And it was a lot because of Rose kept doing those like sharp Trevor Whitman feints where you're just constantly like ducking like you're going to come in, but you never actually commit to it.
Dude, I remember like just those strikes by Joanna were so fucking fast. I was like, damn,
Joanna came out really
I was like,
hard.
dude, if that clipped fucking Rose, that'd been probably night.
Well, and Joanna came out really
Yeah.
hard with long combos. Like she's throwing like a 3-piece with the hands and finishing with a leg kick, like old school Muay Thai combos. Early
Not
in
gonna
the
lie
fight.
though, I kind of like Joanna's chances in a rematch if she gets close. Like I think she might actually finish Rose.
I think it's anybody in that top 5 could be champ any day.
Yeah,
like
that's the biggest fucking.
I think Claudia is the only one right now who I'm not real confident in, and that's just against JJ. I think Claudia against everybody else is still a problem. I think that whole top 5 is really, really, really close. Angie Hill is not far outside that top 5 when you think about her losses being Rose Namajunas and fucking who was the other one? It was another fucking. Was it Carolina? No, it was somebody else right up there. Like Angela Hill is not far behind, and people are sleeping on her right now.
Oh, she lost the decision to Andrade.
That's what it was. Fucking dude, Andrade
and she was getting Andrade in a couple exchanges too in the striking.
Yeah, like Andrade and Namajunas, there's not bad losses at all in the UFC. Like they're fucking both either champs or potential champs. So we'll talk about her in a bit against Nina
She's just like forged by fire, just thrown straight in there pretty much.
Just a bad motherfucker. And her game has gotten so much better, dog, since she left for Invicta. She's a completely different fighter after coming off the wins over Olivia Hanata Souza and I forget who it was, Ashley Yoder maybe, who she killed in Invicta.
She killed Ashley Yoder, I remember that. So as far as what's next for that division, I think they're gonna give either Joanna a rematch or just give it to Andrade.
I want Andrade or KK.
Oh,
because Carolina has the win over her, and Carolina was winning like stronger as that fight went on.
I think they'll give it to Andrade.
But Carolina has the loss to Andrade, or the loss to Gadelia, who has the loss to Andrade.
Yeah, it's weird. That's why I kind of think they give the rematch to Joanna because she was so. I don't know though.
I'd rather see Andrade get that shot though.
They'll give it to Andrade.
First round knockout like that, like I'd rather see Joanna take some time off, which she's asking for. But Rose is.
So as far as matchmaking now this week, it's a little difficult. We saw TJ Dillashaw fight his heated rival. Well,
that's
more
right.
on Cody's side. Cody Garbrandt, the former bantamweight champion.
Yep.
So as far
almost
as what I
died
saw
in the
from
first
this
round.
fight, Cody, in my opinion, had the upper hand pretty much the whole fight. Until the second round.
Yeah, I would say the entire first round.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, it was his fight to lose. He dropped TJ in the first round. Some people have
first half of the round was competitive as shit.
Yeah.
Though.
Some people have that argument that TJ, if it was 10, 15 more seconds, he would have been finished. You know.
Yeah, but you could say that about like 90% of great fights in history.
So after that, TJ totally changed his game plan. totally was doing he was doing more of the feints but kind of less inside fighting, because I remember his biggest fault when he got dropped, he was just kind of more like in stick to your guns, kind of in your face thing.
Yeah, more feints, less setups. Like Dwayne Bing
went with that. What is that fucking style of kicking he did where he caught Cody on the fucking nose? And
I don't remember if it was a switch kick. I want to say it was.
I think it was.
I know it was kick. I want to say it was, but I'm not sure if he switched stances and then threw the high kick. I know that Dwayne Bing.
I think someone said it was some sort of Taekwondo bullshit where he's like off his back foot and just fucking teep forward. It was like one of those off balance kicks where you have.
I'd have to rewatch it.
I just remember someone said some weird fucking style. I was like, oh wait, that kind of makes sense. It was like some unconventional bullshit.
I think it was a thing where he switched stances and then threw the high kick or something like that. But Dwayne in the corner, Dwayne Bang Ludwig specifically said stop setting up the kicks because he's seeing your setups. So just fucking throw them out of nowhere. And I think that's what that was.
Because I know TJ did kind of
have TJ does a lot of stance switching, and then
when he was feigning like this, he was rotating his shoulders, keeping his head off the center line. Because Cody, when he fought Cruz, well, first of all, me and you were both Cruz homers, and stuff like that, as far as like that fight. But he did go forward, and his head was center. That's why Cody's able to box at that eye level.
I mentioned, TJ said to Brendan Shaw when they talked, like, hey, do you think Dominic Cruz fought Cody like he fought me? Like...
I still don't think so.
Yeah, and now it even more makes sense. Yeah. So
I just can't wait to see Cruz for still a shot too.
I can't wait to see all these dudes fight 2 more times.
Yeah, I think it's inevitable. Either way, TJ adjusted.
I want to see the triple trilogy.
Cody fucking threw pretty much as hard as he could. If he would have caught TJ, he would have knocked him the fuck out on that swing when he got caught. That would have been a knockout clean, I think, if he would have caught him. He just threw as hard as he fucking could. TJ saw it. Fucking clipped him with the right hand over the ear, like that one shot that always gets people. Knocked him to the ground and finished him off. That was it. All she wrote. So TJ's new champ. He's targeting Demetrius Johnson, which why not, dude? Demetrius might as well take that fight.
And they've agreed to that fight behind closed doors. Like DJ has said on his Twitch stream a couple times, like, I've told Cody and TJ both, like, I'll fight either one of you next.
Where do you think that happens? What card? 222, something like that. Because 221's perf.
It's gonna be so they're not training over the holidays. They're taking time off till the
because Teed's about to have a kid, so dude, they're probably not gonna fight till like what fucking May, June, probably like way later.
I would assume like May-ish.
It's gonna be on hold.
April, May, something like that.
Especially with Cruz being hurt, that the whole division still having some people kind of going up and coming.
I would think like April, May, because I know they both want to just do the holidays, like have the holidays off. Because TJ's talked about that a lot, and I'm sure TJ wants the same. But yeah, I would expect like May-ish, unless they really want them on the summer card, the July card. Like, that's a big fight you could put on a July card.
I think that's what they'll put on there. They'll put them on as the main event.
But they might, like, I don't know if Dana trusts that fight, like, as a big seller. Like, I don't, like, that would be a good, like, third fight on a pay-per-view for their
sooner.
big thing.
I think they fight probably in April or May.
That's kind of what I'm thinking is I feel like the UFC
soonest March.
Yeah.
Soonest March, probably.
Depends. Like, yeah, if we get like a Conor card around March, then
I saw some
throw
bullshit rumor. Conor's going to try to fight at the main event of 219. I don't see that happening.
Nope. Not the way he's talking.
I see 220 in January.
I see him fucking ducking fighting and trying to just get paid to show up and look pretty.
So we got that
comment. Man, what a goddamn fight. And yeah, any one of these top 3 fights, I'd love to watch 10 more times, probably. Including GSP versus Bisping. Holy fucking shit.
I thought GSP looked fine for middleweight. I know he was gassing.
He looked fine, but he was slowing down hard and he was very big. Bisping started off real slow and getting pieced up. Like, Bisping was getting pieced up in the beginning of that fight. Like, he was landing a little bit, but George was clearly outstriking him for a lot of the early parts of that fight.
Dude, you can throw in a couple Superman punches in there.
Well, GSP, you gonna,
Yeah.
But eventually Bisping starts working his way back into it. I don't remember. Did it end up on the ground at all in the first round? I want to say at some point GSP hit a takedown and Bisping scrambled back up.
He took him down and scrambled back up pretty quick, I think.
Yeah. And then, because that's when he hit that weird transition where he, like, spun at an awkward angle and got the stand up. And then in the second round, it was Bisping who was able to push a little bit more of a pace, was landing better, got taken down, and then was just throwing death elbows from the bottom.
On the bottom, right
over and over again.
Yeah. Cut open the
and
bridge
the back of his head,
nose.
evidently. Cut open his forehead, cut open the bridge of his nose, was fucking him up on the ground. And then George just got real angry, it feels like. Like, there was a stand-up after that where Bisping was able to get up. George beats him with a left hand, I think it was. I think it was a left hook.
Oh, it was a counter because Bisping threw a hard, what is his right hand that's his bread and butter? Yeah, he threw his right hand. Missed. Bisping kind of darted back and then went with the straight left to the fucking temple, and that's what dropped him to third.
No, I was saying it only went 2. Oh, no, it did go 3. Holy
3,
shit.
yeah.
That's right.
Dude, almost went to a 4th. See?
Yeah, Jesus.
It was late.
Yeah, George swarms in that fucking 3rd round and starts landing bombs. I think actually George got cut way worse in the 3rd, right?
Yeah,
That was when the takedown was and all that?
Yeah.
God, I forgot that fight was 3 rounds because it was just like...
Yeah, it's like 3.5 rounds.
Jesus,
Yeah.
I need to rewatch that for the 4th time, but... Really impressive by both guys, but also not impressive by both guys. Eventually, George was able to get that takedown after being... Like, he gets the knockdown, basically swarms on Bisping, starts slamming elbows, and then takes the back and gets the choke.
Yeah. I kind of feel like at this point, like, if Whitaker fought GSP, he would ruin GSP. Like, some of those bigger... Well, he's not that much bigger.
GSP ate a lot of shots, and Brendan Schaub and Brian pointed out that he was shying away from a lot of strikes too, like looking away from stuff as it was coming at him, or as he was throwing, which is not the suggested way to go about striking.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the one thing that was super impressive about George though was his back take. And that choke was so goddamn deep.
That was nuts.
That's one of the deepest chokes I've ever seen. Like Rose against Angela Hill is another one. Well, I love you, Angela Hill. I'm sorry, I don't mean to bring that up. But another extremely nasty, deep, like the kind of chokes where it looks like you're making a U out of their neck because you're cranking it so goddamn hard. Like their eyes are coming out of their fucking face. Just a nasty back take. I believe he got the body triangle too in that transition. Just super, super dominant. So, big props to GSP on that win. I think he bails in the middleweight division entirely unless it's Anderson.
Just based on his Octagon interview alone, he's not going to stay.
Yeah, no, I'm going, it's either Anderson, it's either Anderson, it's Connor, or it's Tyron. Hands down. And
I think it's going to be Tyron Woodley.
I'm leaning Anderson, and then if he can con the UFC into doing the Anderson fight for a title.
You said this is after vacating?
No. I'm saying fucking Michael Bisping fought Dan Henderson for the title.
Well,
you think the rankings matter, bro?
I know, because I know Bisping was like, oh,
Anderson knocked out Bisping, bro. Don't you remember?
I know GSP was like, I know I'm contractually obliged to fight Robert Whitaker.
No, I think that's what he's saying by that. He's like, I'm not saying I'm going to drop down. It depends on what Dana White wants to do. And you're like, to me that means if I can get the Anderson fight at 85, I'll take the Anderson fight. If I can't get the Anderson fight at 85...
Which would be dumb, because Anderson does not deserve a title shot.
No, but neither did Dan Henderson against Bisping.
Yeah.
Which would have been crazy if Dan Henderson won that belt.
Comedy.
Which he almost did, to be fair. So, I don't know. I don't have any faith in GSP fighting actual contenders. But that's because I don't have any faith in most champs fighting actual contenders.
He vacates, dude. He vacates and goes to 170 and says, fuck it.
Yeah. Actually, I should say there's only
He'll vacate if they give him a 170 shot.
Yeah.
Because then he'd be that confident he thinks he could beat Tyron.
Yeah. And I should say there's only...
Which at this point, he probably does think he'd beat Tyron because he beat Michael Bisping, who's way bigger than Tyron.
You would think so, for sure. But GSP... he's very likable. Like when you hear him in interviews, the Ariel interview, very likable. I think he's going to be a pain in the ass in this. I think this is going to...
He's going to fuck up 2 divisions?
No, more, because Connor could be involved. So it could be up to 3 divisions. That's fucked up. Could be up to 4 divisions, depending on Max Holloway. So it's really... It could be a very rough time in the UFC.
Like, at the end of the day, UFC... He'd be like this, UFC Hawaii, Holloway versus GSP. At the end of the day, it is what it is.
At the end of the day... I did it and I did it.
Oh, no.
So we will go ahead and wrap that segment there. Holy shit, we went way longer on that than I thought we would. So, hey, look, titties on my background.
There you go.
I didn't do it. Karen did. Girlfriend Karen putting titties on my background on my computer. Anyway, we'll wrap that segment there. We'll jump into this card this weekend in this next break. It's a thing. I don't know. There's fights on it I'm excited about. There's fights on it that I think are going to be pretty clear one way or the other. Any last minute? Okay, so I guess we should close on this for this segment. Best card ever.
It's up there.
I agree. It's up there. There are some Brazilian cards where there's all finishes, like 13 fights, 13 finishes.
When I think of best card
there's
ever,
some crazy cards that people forget about.
217 definitely be up there, probably top 3, top 5. 189's up there.
There's one in like the 120s that's really good too.
Yeah.
I forget which one. I'm really bad at the numbered events and shit like that. But it's absolutely one of the best cards of all time. Like top 10 easy, top 5 probably easy.
I'd say top 5 for sure.
So we'll go ahead and wrap this segment here, but in this next clip, you guys will hear GSP talking to the aliens about how they were giving him advice to do drugs in the lead up to 217. So we'll be right back with that.
Got any questions for George?
Yeah. How are the aliens, like, what's their game plan for you for this fight with Bisping?
Oh, yeah, and then will they be in your corner, George?
That's a good question.
The aliens will not be in my corner, but they are always in my head.
Okay.
George, a lot of people say that you're really, not to use a phrase from this podcast, but you're punch drunk and you're an idiot and there are no aliens and you're a fucking moron who sees things.
Oh! Whoa!
That's America.
That's what I say to that.
That was for you, George.
I came out of retirement, Ari, so I can get punch drunk. I am not there yet. And the aliens are telling me to jab
Yeah?
and to do a lot of drugs before the fight.
All right, we are back. That was a crazy clip of GSP talking about how the aliens were telling him to do drugs and shoot takedowns, I believe. Something along those lines, yeah. Let's just say the aliens were impressed by his performance and move on from there. But we are back to break down this UFC Fight Night 120 Poirier vs. Pettis card in Norfolk, Virginia.
I gotta say this real quick.
Dr. Dynamite
is pretty fire because he got his degree like Dr. Pepper, unlike Mr. Pibb.
That's right.
Shout out to Mitch Hedberg, rest in peace.
That's right.
Just gotta say it right now.
Also, it's not a coincidence that my favorite drink is Dr. Dynamite and Jack. Because Dynamite Jack was my dad's porn name, I'm not gonna lie.
That's awesome.
Also, my dad is black, evidently.
Evidently.
Dynamite Jack is for sure not a white dude. All right, now that we're way off the rails, if you guys don't know, Refresh makes a soda called Dynamite or Dr. Dynamite.
Smart Final or what the fuck?
Yeah, I think so, something like that. I don't know. It's
Because
ghetto.
I can't remember what
ghetto
Safeway,
shit.
I can't remember what Safeway Select, aka Vons, is.
That might be that, actually. I don't know. I know it cost me probably $6 for a 12-pack. Yeah.
10 cents.
Seriously. Anyway, so we are back for this Fight Night card in Norfolk, Virginia. Because everyone's...
Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah, everyone's been informing me that it's not Norfolk, it's Norfolk.
Cool.
So, Norfolk
By
yourself.
the way, Valentina the Bullet Shevchenko just tweeted at Paige Van Zandt, "Don't rush, girl. If you want a title fight, first fight me. Hashtag number 125.
Oh, hashtag Paige gonna die.
Hashtag your funeral.
Yeah, fucking
Yeah.
nobody wants any part of that. This is a kind of interesting fight. Carl Roberson in the first fight
Dude,
of
this
the night.
fight card's actually pretty dope.
This weekend, taking place in Norfolk, Virginia. Carl Roberson's coming off a win over Ryan Spann in Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series, which I don't understand why Sherdog is putting it as an actual fight, not an amateur fight.
Yeah.
Because it's an amateur fight. But whatever. He's coming off a 15-second elbow knockout win over Ryan Spann.
That's impressive.
It is,
But maybe not.
but
This
it
guy
doesn't
looks like
say
he
much
did
about
legit.
you. Also, he fought at CFFC 65, which is the one after the one we went to.
Yep.
But that one was in, like, the East Coast somewhere. Taking on Darren Stewart, the dentist, who has a recent loss to Francis Barbosa.
This guy
And
has a
draw,
nickname.
or a no contest to Francis Barbosa.
This guy has a nickname. So, you know what that means?
Does he?
Well, the dentist. The other guy doesn't.
That is a heck of a nickname.
And he doesn't have a picture, so you know what that means.
Hmm.
I'm going with the guy with the picture, because he has a... Oh, but he has a nickname, too.
Yeah, Baby K.
Ooh, but this other guy's fought in the UFC, even though it's against one guy.
Yeah. The one guy fought on Dana White's Dancing with the Stars, though.
Yeah.
Shouts out to
I'm
shouts out to
I'm
Vivisection.
gonna go with my boy Darren Stewart because he fought against a real fighter first.
Frank Barbosa.
He has a UFC fight. You know, my mantra, guys, I go with the guy who's fought in the UFC usually before anyone else, unless they're like fucking 10-0 or something ridiculous. You know, and they have hype around them. Then I just go with them. If Carl Roberson wins, fuck yeah, good for you, dude. You know, then guess what? That just means I'll pick you next time.
Yeah, and I'm absolutely going the dude who fought Barbosa as well, Darren the dentist. Also, Darren the dentist.
Darren the dentist Stewart.
Darren the dentist sounds like a really bad sketch show for kids.
Yeah.
Or a Mr. Show bit.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But I don't trust a 15-second knockout. And if you look at Carl Roberson's career, there's a lot of first-round knockouts or finishes. And, like, I don't know who you're submitting at CFFC, but, like, I mean, I get you know how to armbar dudes, but if you're fighting a dude who went to a no contest and then a decision against Francis Barbosa, who's a beast, so I am definitely going Darren Stewart in this one. All right, we got Marcel Fortuna
versus Jake Collier.
Yep. Fortuna is coming out of Half Gracie Jiu-Jitsu and AKA with a loss to Jordan Johnson and win over Anthony Hamilton. Shocking. Because Anthony Hamilton, as of late, good God, man, which we'll talk about later. Or I guess that's not this card, huh? It's a card coming up.
Yeah, I think
the
it's like
Weezark card.
Now, yeah.
God, I've been banking on that for fantasy for so long. I picked him up again. I picked Weezark up again.
Yeah,
because
right.
Anthony Hamilton I just keep fading Anthony Hamilton.
You got Jake Collier, who is kind of been pretty sub 500.
Yep,
Wait, what's the name of the city he was born? Is actually Cuba, Missouri.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Lost to Devin Clark. Win over Alberto Emiliano Pereira.
Brazilian guy.
Yep.
Dong Yang, what a cool name.
Yeah.
Dong Yang.
But you don't want to lose to a guy named Dongi.
Yeah, Dong Yang, yeah.
It's not great. And also the loss of Vitor Miranda via head kick.
Yeah, this guy's pretty sub 500.
Via head kick.
Marcel Fortuna is not sub 500. But he only has 2 UFC fights.
Yep.
This is hard. Difficult.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a tough matchup for both dudes. Or a tough pick, I should say.
So wait, go back to Collier. So you guys, let me see. Win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. Oh, he's gonna win. Okay, it's a pattern. Cool. I'm picking Jake Collier in this one.
Great. I'm not. I'm going. So I don't trust patterns. Number one,
shit.
And I am gonna go Fortuna just because I don't trust Collier.
I mean, to be fair, Fortuna's probably gonna win, but I'm picking Collier because it's a pattern in the past like 6 fights.
To be fair, Collier has way more experience, like a shitload more experience.
No, don't get me wrong. I'm also clearly being a smartass.
Yeah,
By the
well,
loss, win,
but
loss,
a decision.
win, loss, win.
Yeah, but a decision, Devin Clark, like that's a legit. It's a legit win. I just
no, he lost, but yeah.
Well, no, but I mean, just going to decision against a dude like Devin Clark at that level is a big win. But
and this guy, by the way, kind of looks like if Tim Elliott and Jens Pulver grew and fused.
A little bit. Might have some Jake Ellenberger in there too.
I think you're right. It's probably her.
Yeah, he's got quite a combo going for sure. But yeah, I don't know what to make of this fight really. I haven't watched enough tape on him recently. Because I didn't get a chance to go back and do that. But
this next fight though,
I'm actually pretty hyped on this fight. I think it's a fun style matchup.
Court Magoo.
Yep, Court Magoo.
Mr. Magoo versus Sean Strickland.
Give us your thoughts.
Let's see. So, Court Magoo lost to the Ben Saunders, who wants to fight Colby Covington, maybe, but I doubt it, because Ben Saunders is hurt a lot, and I think retired. And he's a nice guy.
Does have a win over Dominic Steele.
He got knocked the fuck out
Ponzinibbio.
with just no shame in that. That dude's a motherfucker.
In decision by LaFleur. Win over Robert Whittaker by split decision, though.
Probably 170, but still, that's impressive.
Damn, Nick Ring. This holy shit. I forgot how many fights Court McGee's had.
Wait, so has he fought at 185 too? Because he fought Costas Philippou. Yeah.
Probably. Or Costas was dropping down. Yeah. Oh shit, Dongi Yang has been in the fucking organization since 2011.
That dude's a true scrappy vet.
I don't remember any Dongi Yang fight.
And to be fair, I've never
ever
heard of that guy, and I feel like a piece of shit now.
I must have seen Dongi Yang. I must have seen.
He's Korean.
Yeah, he's South Korean. I love South Koreans.
Well, we just call him Korean, but you know.
Well, no.
I
don't love North Koreans, though.
To be
that's
fair,
why I make the distinction.
Honest, North Korea is never out in public, so any Korean is always South Korean.
But I make the distinction. I don't love all Koreans. I love South Koreans because they're super dope.
That's my point. The only Koreans are South Koreans.
God damn. Dude, I've seen this
guy's been in the game for a while. It's because he's been flip-flopping.
Well, but no, I've seen this dude fight 7 times, and I don't remember him. Oh, MMA. You're a tough one. Anyway, Court McGee, of course, fighting out of Pit Elevated. Just
fighting Sean Tarzan. Looks like he dies when he cuts weight. Strickland.
Yep.
Wow.
Lost Kamaru Usman, no shame. He went
to decision, so you know what? I'm going with him. Because
dude, look at his record.
Yeah, no, this guy is legit.
Holy
I'm going
shit.
with this guy. He fucking went to decision. Well, he lost Ponzinibbio too, but he went to decision with him.
That's
and
my
he went
point.
to decision with Kamar. I'm going with this guy 100%.
Alex Garcia.
100%. Jesus Christ. No, this dude's a beast.
Luke Barnett.
Doesn't matter if he loses. If he lives, if this guy can live against Ponzinibbio and Usman, I got him right now. Decision. Fuck it. It's not gonna be. It's
yeah,
just,
man.
It's
I can't.
He only has 2 losses. That's
I can't disagree with you on that at all.
Sorry.
Court McGee's too tough to get finished. I feel like.
And this guy's too tough to get finished too. So I mean.
Yeah, I gotta go Sean Strickland.
Maybe Court McGee.
If Court McGee can out wrestle him, he can win this fight.
Steers the trend, and yeah, maybe fucking decisions him. But either way, none of these guys are gonna get finished.
I mean, if Court McGee can out wrestle him, I feel like he can win that fight. But I feel like that's a really tall order, man. I gotta lean Strickland on this pretty heavily. Next, we have my favorite fight on the card, honestly, because I think this is a super underrated matchup. I think people are not giving this the shot. This could be on the main card.
Angie Hill versus Mr. Nunes. Just kidding. That's mean.
Wait, was she Beauty or the Beast? I'm guessing Beauty.
Yeah. Okay, so Mrs. Nunes.
So, of course, Ashley Hill.
Ashley?
Oh, wow, I combined everything.
How dare you?
I just combined like 8 things.
I'm
Angela.
tweeting Angie Hill tonight.
I know. I literally got retweeted by Angie Hill about how hyped I am for the fight. Of course, Angie Hill coming off of the original tough stint in the UFC with 2 losses against, or I guess 3 losses technically, against Emily Kagan, Tisha Torres. She got the win over Emily Kagan. But the losses to Tisha Torres and Rose Namajunas. Then she went to Invicta and started mopping girls up with the Lita Gray and Stephanie Agan knockouts. Then got the split decision over Olivia Hinata Souza for the belt and retained against Clea Medeiros. And then she came back over to the UFC and dropped a decision to Jessica Andrade before taking over a win against Ashley Yoder. That Jessica Andrade fight looks so good in hindsight. Like, the way Andrade fucked up Gedalia, Angie Hill is like, if you guys didn't go back and see her Invicta run, it's fucking incredible. She completely reinvented her game. If you don't know, after the Rose Namajunas loss, she moved to Alliance MMA and started working there. I think she might have even started around that time.
No, I think it was 2015. She said she'd been there for 2 years. I remember she had an interview on Submission Radio in July.
Yeah, I think it was after the Ultimate Fighter, because she made friends with, because wasn't Dom the coach on that season? Or somebody in that gym was. No, she made friends with Jessica Penne.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I believe. Or one of those girls, Beck or somebody. Because a lot of those girls...
It was Beck Rawlings or Jessica Penne.
A lot of those girls ended up out at Alliance, and... man, she's just been a completely different fighter since then. Her Invicta run was fucking incredible. The turnaround after the Rose Namajunas fight, especially the Livia Hinata Souza fight, like that is the style matchup that was bad for her. Livia Hinata Souza, tough wrestler, really scrappy, great jiu-jitsu, and she just shut her entire wrestling and jiu-jitsu game down and beat her the fuck up on the feet the entire fight. And Livia's a beast. I heard Livia got signed, but I haven't heard any announcement, so I don't know what's up with that.
Okay.
But super impressive. And I'm very, very hyped for her fight against, of course, Nina Ansaroff, the girlfriend of Amanda Nunes, coming off the win over Jocelyn Jones-Lieberger and the losses to Justine Kish and Juliana Lima before picking up a win in Invicta over some girl with the last name Holland that I don't remember the name of. Man, I'm now looking at Nina Ansaroff's record. Her fights look a lot better than her record does.
Yeah.
Like, her fights with Juliana Lima and Justin Kish were close as shit. And man, I can't believe the Juliana Lima fight was that long ago, though. That's kind of crazy. And then she got the win barely over Jocelyn Jones-Lieberger in the third, deep. Man, which way are you leaning on this?
Definitely going with my girl Angie Hill on this one.
Yeah, we both are. Who are we kidding? But looking at this record again,
I think this would be a pretty good fight,
dude. Looking at this record again, though, I think she
and the fact that
Ansaroff
trains with the champion, her girlfriend, so that's got to help a little bit.
I think Angela Hill crushes her in this fight. I think this is a problem. The only way I see Angela Hill having trouble in this fight is Nina Ansaroff is at an ATT. They're a very strong wrestling camp who've been putting out some fucking monsters in those weight classes. Like, especially as of late, like the Morello Barellas and all those. Romero Barellas and all those chicks.
The Italian chick, yeah.
Yeah, who are like just fucking showing up and learning grappling in 6 weeks and then crushing everybody.
Dude, that's still so insane how that chick looked like nothing like she did. And it's like fucking...
I watched a lot of tape on her. She looked nothing like that prior to that. And she spent like 6 months at ATT and all of a sudden she's a goddamn monster on the ground.
Well, it'll be kind of intriguing to see what she has in store for herself next then. I mean, fuck.
For sure, and I'm really interested to see...
Because remember that chick, Chichibi, was Brazilian. It's like, how the fuck do you submit a Brazilian in like a minute?
Wow. I mean, Brazilians submit Brazilians all the time, bro.
Well, remember, this is some Italian chick who had barely been AGT.
Oh, you're right,
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you do that? So
because you're training with Brazilians.
But that's what I'm saying. They have the best gym. So.
Especially for that. Yeah, for young women, it's tough, man. Alliance and ATT are probably like the two. Like, I don't know of many gyms that have a bunch of killer young girls come out of them. Team Hurricane, awesome. Shit, Liz Carmouche and fucking Ilima McFarlane.
The Hawaiian chick.
Yeah, Ilima.
The Hawaiian chick.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. The Bellator 125 champ, we'll put it that way.
At the end of the day,
Ilima Lay McFarlane.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
McFarlane. Holloway.
Yeah, no, I shouldn't appreciate that one. Especially since she's clearly dating a chick. The crazy redhead in the corner. But yeah, this Nina Ansaroff fight, I think it's going to be fun. I think Nina Ansaroff is overrated, though. So unless Nina Ansaroff is able to just completely put a wrestling clinic on Angela Hill, I think she's gonna have some big fucking problems and get pieced up pretty badly. I still see it going to decision, but like if Nina Ansaroff at all slows down during this fight and while getting takedown stuff, Angie Hill is a fucking finisher if you give her the opportunity and she feels comfortable in not getting taken down. But, like, just the takedown option alone, I think, will stifle a decent amount of her offense. Yep. You got your boy fighting next.
Oh, you got Mr. Northcutt here.
Mr. looking for a fight himself. Sage Northcutt taking on Michelle Quinones.
El Capo.
I think it's Michael, actually.
No, I've heard Michelle.
Is it?
On podcasts, yeah.
I've heard everything, but that's because everyone pronounces everything different. Shouts out to you, Zane Simon. I see you with your bad pronunciations. Michelle Quinones coming off a win in Titan over some dude named Caio Rocha. Or Hocha. Is that Caio? Is that an I?
That's an I.
That's Brazilian as shit. Caio Rocha.
Watch it go. They misplaced the I and the A. It's Chow.
Oh. But more importantly, he's coming off the loss to Jerry Gordon, which we picked that fight. I think I had Jerry Gordon.
You did. I didn't, because I know who Jerry Gordon was. I was so ignorant.
And Sage coming off the loss to Mickey Gall, which did not work out well for him. The win over Enrique Martin.
Marine, which was barely.
Or Marine, yeah. Jesus Christ. And the loss of Brian Barberena. Which way are you leaning in this one? You like Sage or you don't like Sage? I mean, not like emotionally. I like
Sage's power, and he's got pop in his hand.
I mean, he's crazy athletic, for sure.
Yeah, you know what? This guy's an ATT, though, but he's a Team Alpha male, so no, he's good rest.
True. He was working with Team Alpha male, and they all love him.
Hey, you know what? Fuck it, dude. I'm going with Sage. New camp, Team Alpha male. Yeah, I'm going with him, dude, because he's a new camp. Team Alpha male's a good camp.
I could see that. I'm not going with Sage because I have zero confidence in anything Sage does. Sage, I could see Sage winning this by decision, or by just overwhelming bullshit. But I'm going Quinones just by him not being Sage, basically, and being a little tough. Also, he's coming off that win, or off that loss to Jerry Gordon, where he made it a decent amount of time into that fight.
Yeah.
And while Jerry Gordon is not a knockout artist at all,
are these guys fighting at lightweight?
Back at 55. Yeah. Oh, you're right. He was a 45er coming up.
Oh, wow.
That's interesting. I wonder if that changes things. I'm still gonna stick with Quinones. I might change my pick by the time this fight starts, just because I didn't notice the weight difference.
I mean, yeah, no shame in that.
Well, and like Sage's athleticism and
Sage
and
used
his
to fight at 170,
fake wrestling,
kind of crazy.
Wow.
Well,
he used to get beat up at 170. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go Quinones, but Sage is a very nice young white man. All right. Speaking of nice young white men, Tatiana Suarez is taking on Viviana Pereira.
The easiest pick on the card, one of these ones.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm going Vivian Pereira the whole way.
So here is my only counter argument. So Vivian Pereira.
Oh, she is a midget.
She's very small. She's the girl who's 5 foot and throws giant bolos the entire time.
Oh, yeah, she's got the explosiveness, yeah.
Yeah, she's coming off the wins over... God damn.
Oh, yeah, this is
coming off wins over Valerie...
cousin.
I forgot she's coming off wins over Valerie Letourneau and Jamie Moyle. That's pretty fucking impressive. I forgot she got the Valerie Letourneau win.
Yeah, this is Jana's cousin. Not really.
Yeah, shouts out to the homie Jana, who would never listen to this show, even if I paid her. If she was in the background, all you guys would hear was, "What are we doing?"
And then she said to me, take another shot, pussy ass bitch.
I want a burrito. Fucking pussies.
Los Palmeiras.
Shouts out to Jana. She's the best. Well, there's no blow here? Anyway.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Oh, bro. That's right. Because a certain... Never mind. I was going to make a reference, but it totally calls out the person who I was talking about. And I don't...
So Tatiana Suarez.
Yeah, thank you for segueing.
She had won tough a couple years ago.
Did she?
Yeah. Actually, surprised. She beat Amanda Bobby Cooper in The Ultimate Fighter.
Holy shit. She beat JJ Aldrich and Amanda Bobby Cooper.
Yeah.
Wow.
But since then, I don't know what the fuck she's been doing.
She's been out since July of 2016. Yeah, I'd imagine.
All I remember is
injury.
she's a fucking goddamn hell of a wrestler.
Dog.
She's a very good wrestler. That's her strong suit. That's pretty much, really, in my opinion, her only strong suit.
Yeah.
From when she'd try to stand up with people, she'd be like, oh, fuck that. And
Yeah.
just shoot for a takedown. Don't get me wrong. How tall is Tatiana Suarez? Go back to real quick.
5 foot flat.
5'5"?
5 foot flat.
No, Tatiana.
Oh.
5'5". Okay.
Yeah, and by the way, Viviani might be lying. She's real short.
Wait, like she's shorter than
She
5
might
foot?
be 4'11".
There's no way. No.
It's possible.
No, because, dude, fucking Carlos Barnes is like 5'1".
Carlos Esparza also might be lying.
Okay. Well, either way, I still like Vivian.
Because they all know
I
under
still,
5 foot
I
is...
still like Vivian the midget Perea in this fight.
Yeah.
I think she's going to just clip Tatiana.
That's what Corey means.
But don't get me wrong, though. I can kind of see Tatiana wrestling the fuck out of her. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't seen... I don't know.
I think that's a smart pick. I think Viviani...
I'm just going Vivian because I know she's explosive as shit, can close distance fast. She throws She's like John Dotson. They're both midgets.
Yeah,
she
true.
fucking throws hammers. You know what I
Probably
mean?
wouldn't use the midget word as much.
They're both little people.
Well, to be fair, you guys, I forgot, Chris is under 5 foot anyway, so might as well just use the midget word.
Yeah, right. I'm a midget too.
Yeah, so...
Same height as TJ Dillashaw.
Yeah.
We're all midgets.
You just have to say the word fellow before midget.
Yeah. No, let's call them hobbits.
Yeah,
I'm
there you
clearly
go.
a hobbit too.
So
this hobbit is going to knock out the slightly taller hobbit in Tatiana Suarez.
5'5" is not a hobbit.
I'm kidding.
5'5" is like a normal sized chick.
See, I'm a hobbit because I'm short. I'm 5'6". So.
Wow. I thought... Wait, you mean 4'6", right?
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, take the foot off.
That's right. Yeah, I
don't eat that many vegetables.
So I'm gonna lean Suarez in this just barely, but Viviani Pereira is she is super fucking scrappy, and she does nothing but come forward and throw bolos, which could be a problem. I just have trouble with Tatiana's resume is so fucking strong. People underestimate JJ Aldrich and Amanda Bobby Cooper a fuckload, and having seen them fight a lot in Invicta, they are tough fucking outs, and just volume strikers and monsters. So unless Viviani, I feel like, catches her with something crazy, I feel like Suarez might end up with the decision in that one. So let's go ahead and keep it going.
Two more tiny
one of the
people.
best fights on the card.
We got two more tiny
Not my
people.
favorite fight on the card, but one of them.
Yeah, so two more tiny people, not midgets. We got John Dodson versus Marlon Moraes.
Two goddamn monsters in the cage, though.
Oh, yeah.
They're fucking... Goddamn John Dodson. What win is he coming off of? It's Eddie Wineland, that's right.
It's fine against the vet.
And that John Lineker fight was super close. I believe I gave that. Oh my god!
Just got AIDS.
Yeah, sure, dog. Thanks for the fucking PDF you tried to make me download right now.
He actually beat John Lineker.
As far as I'm concerned, he did. Yeah.
So he's on a current 3-fight win streak, which he should be. But isn't, because the judges...
And he got in...
I remember that was a terrible decision as far as how Baruch Buster announced it. He was like, and the winner by split decision, John! And they're both like, come on, dude.
Yeah. He killed and retired Manny Gamburian.
Dude, that was bad. It's one of the worst knockouts I've ever seen.
He landed 400 uppercuts in 13 seconds. It was ridiculous. And then, of course, Marlon Moraes coming off the fucking decision loss.
That was a weird fight.
Split decision loss, I should say, to Rafael Assunção. And then some big wins in WSOF, which he had the title for, against guys like Shayman Moraes, Joseph Barajas, Josh Hill, Josenaldo Silva. Man, people underestimate how tough his run was in WSOF, but going to decision with Rafael Assunção is a fucking big deal. Like, TJ Dillashaw also went to fucking decision with Rafael Assunção, you forget. And he lost one of those, didn't he?
Yeah, he lost first one, split decision.
My point exactly.
Second one, unanimous. Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't sleep on Marlon Moraes. He's a fucking monster out of Ricardo Almeida Jiu-Jitsu. But goddamn, John Dodson's dynamic as fuck, man. The only thing that makes this kind of interesting is John Dodson's coming off an injury, right?
Yeah.
He's coming off a surgery or something.
He's something like that. And my pick is pick John Dodson by decision Sounds stupid. I don't think he's going to knock him out. I think he's going to kind of just play it.
I think that's a smart pick.
He's going to be a lot of pressure in Mariah's face. Mariah's very good jiu-jitsu. He's going to try to take John Dodson down. Dodson is so short. I know I'm saying the short stuff, I'm serious. He's so low to the ground. That's why his athleticism
5'6"
allows...
for 5'3".
No, I'm telling you right now. Like, his sprawling is very good. People forget about how good...
Super good.
Yeah, especially that fight against Dillashaw in The Ultimate Fighter. When TJ was shooting, fucking Dodson had that sprawl on fucking... just on hand. And I think Mariah's will hang. It's going to go to a decision, but I think Dodson's going to just piece him up more in the close encounters. And yeah, it's weird. I hate calling decisions, but I don't think anyone's getting finished. Mariah's a tough son of a bitch.
So
I could see a Mariah submission, though.
Here's the only thing that makes me curious, is that Mariah is a legit 135er.
Dodson's not.
Well, and that's the thing, is the only one legit 135er I feel like Dawson in his face is Lineker.
Yeah.
Like, Eddie Wineland's one of those, like, border 135ers where, like, he's a 135er, but he's not, like, he's not the biggest 135er by any means. Yeah. Whereas Mariah is. Also, Mariah likes to work on the outside a lot. And he's super fucking scrappy. Especially coming out of WSOF, like, all those dudes are. Gaethje, all those guys. They fucking... Because they would just get these crazy, wild matchups. Yeah. And they would just go to war every fucking time. Like, David Branch was the only one who wouldn't just swing for fucking bolos the entire time. So I'm actually gonna take Marlon Magic Moraes in this one.
Good pick.
Probably by decision, maybe by head kick knockout. I'm not really confident either way.
We had the picks flip-flopped on me and you for Suarez Vivian, but...
Oh, you're right. I do. I'll fix that. But... Yeah, I'm definitely leaning Moraes on this. Man, I'm so high on that kid. And John Dodson, the injury makes me a little hesitant. Yeah. And, like, his last performance was not my favorite of his, you know? So I am for now going to go with Marlon Moraes, but that is one of those classic fights that I may very well switch day of the fight. Like, depending on how weigh-ins look, like if one of them's drawn out or if one of them says some misty bullshit, like some Johnny Hendricks fucking... Now, I said I was going to make weight, but my underpants weighed more than I thought they would.
My underwear's...
Yeah, and then you're like, okay, well, no, I'm now back on the Dodson bandwagon. And to be fair, I'm a big John Dodson fan. I think he's great. But there's something about some of those WSOF guys that I feel like people are really sleeping on.
Yep.
Because they're so fucking tough.
And in this next fight, I would actually pick Clay Guida for my real pick. But I picked up Joe Lozon on fantasy, and I'm going to stick with my fantasy.
Any reason why?
He's good off his back. But the problem with that is Clay Guida is really good
at wrestling.
Top position in wrestling, so I know I'm probably going to lose, but...
to be fair...
I don't know.
Lozon is good
I like Joe Lozon in
probably
the
better
standing.
striker.
Yeah. I know he's a tough son of a bitch.
Or I should say the better finisher, for sure. Like, in the striking department.
Clay Guida's with Alpha Male, right? Yeah, he's not with Jacksonville yet.
Clay Guida's with Alpha Male, and Lozon is, of course, with his camp that he's always been with.
Yeah. In, like, Boston or something.
Yeah, he trains, like, I think he trains the Miller guys every once in a while.
Fuck, I thought he beat Stevie Ray Vaughan. Whoa.
No, lost that majority decision. That was, and then he, the Marcin Held fight, he actually said he thought he lost.
Oh, wow.
But good news for you, it's the pattern, and according to you, he should win this.
Cool.
So...
Good enough. That's justification for
there you go. The Eric Koch win for Clay Guida is enough for me to pick Clay Guida.
That was a really impressive win. I do remember
Super
that.
Impressive. So. And I think Alpha Male is the perfect camp for Clay Guida. I think they're the right
camp.
They're the right balance of aggression and pressure, and just like letting you feel confident in throwing enough hands to get decisions, like enough hands, pressure, and takedown attempts to get decisions. They're very good at winning that way. Like, Alpha Male, if you'll let them, they'll fucking feint a bunch of strikes, hit one giant overhand, and put you against the cage and try takedowns for the entire fight over and over again.
Yep.
So, I think that I'm going to go Guida just for that reason. But, I would not be surprised if Guida also just sticks his head straight into a guillotine on a takedown and gets finished pretty quickly. I don't have confidence in either one of them at this point. I am, however, a huge Joe Lozon fan. So, like, if I was picking with my heart, 100% on with Joe Lozon. But it's just a style matchup at this point in their career. It makes it tough for me to lean that way. Next, we got Rafael Sunsao taking on Matthew Lopez.
That dude's like a prospect.
Yeah, Matthew Lopez.
They're throwing him with the fucking wolves right here.
That's right. You want to break this one down?
Yeah, so I don't really recall Matthew Lopez's victory over Johnny Eduardo because I don't really remember that. I mean, he got the finish from what it looks like as far as what's detailed.
Which is funny because we watch all of these fights, but there's just so many fights. At a certain point, you start just losing memory of them.
Sunset's a scrappy motherfucker. I don't think he's been finished. I don't know when. He went to decision twice at Dillashaw. Yeah, when was the last time this guy was finished?
Eric Koch back in
5 years
2011.
ago?
So 6.
No.
Yeah, Eric Koch, 2011.
Wait. No, Issei Tamura. Oh, no, he won. My bad, I'm looking at losses. Yeah, you're right. So, yeah, he doesn't get finished. Yeah. I mean... And look who he's... Yeah, dude, I'm going to Sunsao. I can't go with the young up-and-comer. If the young up-and-comer Matthew Lopez wins, it just shows he's probably... I'm not going to say he's the next Garbrandt, but it just means he's one of those kids who's... He's going to be a goddamn force. If you're beating someone like a Sunsao who's... I don't want to call him a gatekeeper because he's not. You can't call him that right now because the people he's beat. Like go back to Sunsao. Look at the fuck he's fought.
Just in the last string.
Marias, he beat Sterling. He beat Marias. He lost to TJ. No shame in that. Beat Brian Caraway. Beat Pedro fucking Munoz.
Beat TJ Dillashaw
in an arguable split decision 4 years ago. Don't know who Von Lee is. Sorry, dude. Mike Easton. Yeah, dude, this guy's...
I believe Von Lee's Ultimate Fighter guy.
So, yeah, I got to go with Sunsao, man. I don't know how it's probably going to go decision. That's his style. He is kind of like the Dominic Cruz of recent.
I'm 100% on board with you. A Sunsao by decision. I don't even think it's close. I think that's just a bad style matchup, and that dude's real green for a Sunsao.
But hey, if Matthew Lopez wins, he's legit.
Dude, it could look a lot like this next fight.
I have one idea of who one fighter is. I've heard of Cesar Ferreira too, but I can't
You don't know who Nate Marquardt is?
That was my joke.
Oh, Jesus
that was my
Christ.
joke. Are you kidding me? That's why I said I wanted to give you a
You guys, I was about to make Chris do an hour's worth of Fight Pass homework.
You don't think I remember that juiced up knockout against Tyron Woodley, one of the worst knockouts I've ever seen back in Strikeforce?
That was
real bad.
Knockout.
That was real bad.
Oh man! So
Nate Marquardt, fresh off of being robbed by the Brazilian judges against TRT or Dadbod Vitor.
That's right. I forgot about that.
That was real fucking bad. He won that fight 2 rounds to 1.
And then losing a pretty clear decision to Sam Alvey.
Yeah, no, he lost that. Tandem McCrory, who's now retired, he beat him. Actually, he pretty much KO'd him into retirement.
Pretty much. Thiago Santos lost, who's been looking good. And then CB Dalloway win, who is also retired.
Who hasn't beat him? Just kidding.
Is CB also retired? I think he is, right?
He is.
Kelvin Gastelum lost, and Brad Tavares lost.
So,
man, this is a tough record when you look at it.
Cesar Ferreira fought. I know I've seen that name.
Take a look.
Wow, okay, well, he lost to the boring Spartan.
I mean, to be fair, when you look at his losses, it's... As of if you don't count Elvis Matopcic back in 2011, you got
I remember that motherfucker.
You got CB Dalloway, Sam Alvey, Jorge Masvidal, and Elias Theodoro. Fucking 3 of those 4 are in the top 15. Yeah.
He beat Jack Hermanson, is that right?
Yeah, wins over Andrew Craig, Daniel Serafian, Thiago Santos, Sergio Moraes,
as the guys at
Wally Bambose, Anthony Lionheart-Smith, Jack Hermanson, like some big wins, dude. But Nate Marquardt hits hard as fuck.
I am still
and Cesar Ferreira gets knocked the fuck out sometimes.
That's why I'm going.
Like
Nate.
Yeah,
I'm going Nate.
You going Nate?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's not a bad pick, dude. Marquardt, if he's gonna win, is gonna win by first round knockout.
The thing is, though, he should have knocked out Vitor because Vitor's chin's gone. And there were some moments where
sometimes
he had Vitor against the cage and couldn't capitalize. But to be fair, when I was watching that fight, I was like, wait, dude, Nate isn't even letting his hands go. So this is fucking weird.
Well, that's the thing is, like, a lot of times...
he hasn't... Don't get me wrong, Vitor still has the speed. He's off the TRT tour, but he's got those fast punches still.
Well, they're both starting to get that Dan Henderson, Sam Alvey, been hit too many times thing where they start just doing a lot of feinting and not doing a lot of punching.
Yeah.
Which, like, I love a lot of those guys, and it bums me out. A lot of the... Especially, it seems like the Extreme Couture guys, too. When they start getting older, I feel like they've... Maybe it's just, like, the amount of damage they've taken in the gym or what, but... I feel like they really lose a lot of volume in their later years. However, I have heard Nate Marquardt's been training at AKA lately.
Oh,
It's
Jesus.
interesting. Like, I don't know if that's better or worse.
Well, that'd be better.
Maybe.
For him.
They spar real hard at AKA.
Oh.
So, like, it could be either.
Prepared. He'll deaden some nerves.
Yeah, like Brian Callen was sparring with DC at AKA. So if that gives you any kind of fucking
maybe DC will knock some sense into him.
DC double-legged him and killed him.
Oh, great.
It's like, why are you wrestling with the goddamn heavyweight 145-pound Brian Callen? What are you doing? It's a fucking terrible... It's a great way to blow out an ACL. Jesus Christ. But I like Nate a lot. Especially, I'd like him more if he wasn't as religious. But you're going Nate on this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going Caesar. Or Cesar, pretty clearly.
You said if he wasn't as religious, dude, that just reminds me of like fucking...
He gets a little.
Oh, you see Cody lately, right? Cody Garbrandt wearing his
what
cross
else
more,
is new,
when
dog?
He's never worn his cross like ever.
He's got enough tattooed on him that I'm sure it counts.
Well, he has one tattoo that says only God can judge me. So
Exactly.
clearly he's safe.
Oh boy, I forgot about Andre Arlovsky's losing streak recently.
Excuse me, this is the easiest fight to call all night.
You think so?
Yeah, Junior Albino, my boy.
That's right, Baby Albino.
Albino, yep.
Baby Albino coming off the wins over
Bronson.
Yep, Bronson. He got the loss to Jose Rodrigo.
You mean the win?
Yeah, sorry, a win. In Aspera fighting champion. No, wait, AFC. Is that Aspera?
Wait, is AFC the piece of shit Kadyrov?
No,
that's ACB.
ACB.
Yeah.
I do love the fact that the name of this card was Baby vs. Drago.
That's
Big
amazing.
fan of that.
And I love how he was in Serbian Battle Championship.
That's right. Actually, these all look good. Smash Fight 3, Rising Stars.
That's like some Super Smash Brothers shit.
Felino Fight, Nitrix Champion
Felino.
Fight, Power Fight Extreme, Max Fight.
Oh, shit.
Man. Arena Gold Fights and some fucking crazy
You know what they
language.
need?
Those are really good names. All of those are really
They need
good names.
RLF, some goofy Raptor Laser Extreme or fight. You know,
Dude,
some
Raptor should absolutely be the name of a fight team.
Raptor
At
something,
least,
right?
Yeah.
Raptor Laser.
Oh wait, Rafter or Raptor?
Raptor, like a raptor.
It's not like Rafter also.
Raptor's kind of
like Rafter fights. Like you're fighting in a fucking like attic somewhere. Also like Atticus Fighting Championship.
Or you're just constantly just battling the Colorado Rapids in a raft.
Or maybe just call her a fighting championship. Like maybe you're. I'll also accept Oregon Trail Fighting Championship. Really, any dysentery fighting championship? Have we gone too far? You're right. We need to start naming leagues after diseases. This is the real secret.
Silverback Fighting League.
I'm pretty sure there was the Silverback Gorillas as a part of the IFL. I'm pretty sure that was a team.
Shit.
I want to say there's at least a Silverback something in the IFL. Anyway, IFL. Jesus.
Either way, I got my boy Junior Albino. I'm sorry, Andre. I think you should hang it up. I mean, they have thrown you to the wolves. You did get knocked the fuck out by Stipe.
We should mention.
Dude, look at his he fought Stipe. They're like, oh wait, how can we kill him more? Let's have him fight Alistair Overeem. Oh wait, let's fight him a last second roided up Josh Barnett. Oh wait, how about this? Let's let him die to Francis Ngannou. And after that,
they're like, maybe Marcin Tybura won't kill him.
And he didn't kill him, but
yeah.
it still wasn't
but
fun.
Here's what we need to think about, Chris. Let me scroll down on this page. What was his last 4-fight losing streak? Fedor, Brett Rogers, Bigfoot Silva, and Sergey Karatanov until he made a giant run of 15 wins, including Brendan Schaub, Travis Brown,
I
Bigfoot
forgot he
Silva,
lost
Frank
a
Mir.
Rumble at heavyweight in World
Mike
Series of
Kyle.
Fighting. That's crazy.
He beat Mike Kyle and he didn't even get bit, bro.
That's right.
So, yeah.
He beat Brandon Schaub, too.
Yeah, he beat Anthony Johnson while he was wearing UFC gloves
Or
in the
he lost.
WSOF. Sorry, yeah, lost to Anthony Johnson.
That was a
while wearing...
heavyweight, too. Heavyweight Anthony Johnson.
And he was wearing fucking UFC gloves with tape over them in the WSOF.
That's comedy.
Ridiculous. So you're going your boy Albini?
Albino, yeah.
I love Andre. He's one of my favorite characters in the sport of all time. Maybe, quite possibly, has the greatest line of all time in MMA, which is "How tastes my pee-pee."
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Who did he say that to
maybe
again?
the greatest. He said it to. I want to say it's Rico Rodriguez or somebody who started dating someone he was dating.
Yeah.
He was like, "How tastes my pee-pee." Just cold as fuck. And it was real good. I like Andre. Man, I want to pick Andre here, but I can't do it. I can't. Dude is the definition of a glass cannon, just like what's his face, Alistair is at this point.
Yeah.
Like, they're amazing as long as they don't get touched on the chin, and if they do, it gets real bad real quick.
Which, by the way, good luck to you, Alistair, against Francis Ngannou.
Yeah. So speaking of fucking slaughterhouses,
here's another fight.
Slaughterhouse 5 fan Matt Brown. I'm assuming. I don't know if he actually is a fan of that book. He's definitely a fan of Slaughter and the Pigs. Slaughter and the Dogs. Slaughter and the Dogs. Cannibal Corpse. I'm just shouting out metal bands now. Slaughter and the Dogs isn't even metal. They're punk as fuck. So Matt Brown is, of course...
Carnifex, Whitechapel, just death metal shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
so,
probably too metally, death metally. Yeah.
I don't know, Matt Brown. I don't know if you can
Let's
get too
be-
death
let's-
metally
let's
from
be
Matt
real.
Brown.
Hatebreed's not really metal. They're just kind of like...
True.
They're bad.
But
They're just bad.
Matt
They're
Brown,
bad metal.
Matt Brown did make a Cannibal Corpse reference during his interview. So.
Cannibal Corpse definitely metal. They're just scary metal.
Right.
I don't really fuck with that. They want to like kill people and shit, eat people's babies.
Nah, I'm into it.
I could fucks with some Lamb of God sometimes though. That's as far as it goes.
There you go.
But yeah, anyways, we're way off topic. Let's see. His last 3 people he fought. Damian Maia, no shame in getting choked out by him. He got TKO'd. Oh, dude, I forgot about that. Jake Ellenberger kicked him in the fucking liver. Collapsed him.
Jake Ellenberger is also much bigger than fucking Matt Brown, I feel like.
Yeah.
If you're gonna range the 170 division in size, I feel like Ellenberger is way bigger. And then he got choked out by Damian Maia, which... No real shame in that. That shit just happens. Then he has the win over Tim Means, who has been looking great lately.
Yeah, the Dirty Bird.
And then Johnny Hendricks and Robbie Lawler, his last 2 losses, when those dudes did not look like they do now.
Oh, thank God he knocked out or roided up Eric Silva.
Dog. I want to see Matt Brown Johnny Hendricks rematch at 170. And then when Johnny weighs in at 190.
If Matt Brown decides not to retire, please make that happen again.
Yeah, or let him fight at like 190. Fuck it. Matt Brown, I still think wins that fight.
Yeah. Or 187, whatever is Hendricks barely.
I mean, Hendricks isn't going to make 185 again, so. Diego Sanchez.
That is not a good looking picture for Diego Sanchez.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Coming off the loss to Ally Quinta back in 2017, win over Marcin Held, the crushing knockout loss in the beginning of the first to Joe Lozon at UFC 200. Went over Jim Miller, lost to Ricardo Lamas. Chris, does this mean you're taking the win? Because he is doing the pattern.
No, still gonna go Matt Brown on this one.
Smart. Yeah, Matt Brown's gonna fucking kill Diego Sanchez. Diego Sanchez is a 145er, and he's fighting Matt Brown. And Matt Brown, like, the only thing that even made me a little bit nervous about this fight with Matt Brown was like, it's probably my retirement fight. I'm probably not gonna fight again. And then in interviews this week, he's been saying like, I might fight again. I'm starting to feel it again.
Like, it's
you're like, well, Diego Sanchez could die.
I don't like to call people gatekeeper, but when your record's 20-16, you're like, it's been fun.
Yeah, the only way Diego Sanchez wins this fight is by constant takedowns.
Yeah.
And he has to do that, and it's going to be an ugly fight.
What's the size disparity here, besides weight?
That's a good question.
6 foot.
6 foot
Diego's,
170.
I'm saying Diego's like 5'10", 5'11", probably. I have no idea though.
Diego is 5'10".
Yeah.
That's not a huge
not bad.
difference. I'd be interested to see the reach difference, though. I bet it's significant. Diego
Well,
doesn't
dude,
have,
just look at Matt Brown. Look at fucking his arms are long as fuck. Holy shit.
and Diego doesn't have super big reach.
I think
from
he's
what
gonna get jabbed to
remember.
death and then hooked.
Yeah, I like Matt Brown. I don't know if I like Matt Brown either by first round finish or by decision.
Just a decision, yeah.
Like just by stuffing takedowns, and Diego like a lot of just like being mad and throwing shots at Diego's body while he's just grabbing a leg against the cage the entire fight, where Diego's just literally holding a single leg against the cage the whole time while Matt's pummeling him in the body. Like something along those lines would not surprise me, but I do believe it'll be a fun fight either way. And then we got our main event: Dustin Poirier versus Anthony Pettis.
You got Dustin and Diamond Poirier versus Anthony Steak Time Pettis.
Steak time.
Remember that?
Oh, he blew away.
Embedded, yeah. He was at a steakhouse in Milwaukee against the fight against Holloway. He's like, "This steak's for me." Had his own name engraved in his steak knife and blew weight.
Yep. So Dustin Poirier is coming off of the no contest. It was, I forgot,
Yeah, he got
against
kneed
Eddie
in the
Alvarez.
fucking head.
That's right, dude. What is up with no contest when I watch fights at your house?
Well, luckily there was no contest except for that Wall Harris, which should have been a no contest.
I mean, it might as well have been. Like, what's up with weird decision making? Was that a New York card too?
No, that was 211. Dallas.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was some Miocic fucking absolutely murdered Dos Santos.
Yeah. Oh, so
shouts out to whoever has to face Miocic. Have fun.
That's right. So you want to break this one down?
Yeah. So Dustin Poirier, I feel like since he moved up to 155, I kind of feel like he's gotten a lot better.
Looked so much better. He said he was literally eating like
I mean, the only hiccup
single grapes during
the only
practice.
hiccup was that loss to Michael Johnson. But to be fair, he kind of got caught in a flurry. And
and Michael Johnson hits hard as fuck.
he's quick
People
as
forget.
shit. Yeah.
So Michael Johnson fucked up Justin Gaethje until he didn't.
Until he's just like, oh wait, this dude's the Terminator.
Until he got Gaethje.
Yeah, I like Poirier in the boxing advantage for sure. I think Pettis' biggest. I think the way I see Pettis winning this is if he actually submits Poirier. I know Poirier's pretty savvy as well though on the ground because he fucking
slick.
submitted goddamn Max Holloway like a long time ago. Am I right? Max Holloway? He submitted Max Holloway? Yeah. Wow. Look at that.
Where is it?
Like fucking triangle armbar.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That's chaos. I mean, that's 5 fucking years ago, when Max Holloway was like a rookie, but still, impressive nonetheless. Yeah, but Pettis, if he's gonna win, I think he's gonna have to use a lot of his taekwondo and kicking. I know people like, what the fuck does that mean? But I haven't seen him utilize his kicking in a long time, really. I know he has good distance management, but it's like, dude, that's his real bread and butter. People forget he's a fucking master class at taekwondo and like some kickboxing stuff. So I feel like if he's gonna get Dustin Poirier on the edge, he's gonna have to fight kind of like Wonder Boy. Get some kind of sort of like defensive stance, just gonna keep it range. Don't let someone like Poirier, who's a really good dirty boxer, get inside. Because Poirier has a really nasty knockout power, and I mean that's what I'm predicting. By the way, I think he's gonna knock Pettis not the fuck out, but I think it's gonna be a finish.
TKO.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be finished in like the 3rd or 4th round. I think they're gonna hang around for a little while. Yeah, I mean it's weird. Pettis still has the skill, of course, to win. He can submit him too. And, but Poirier, I just see Poirier clipping him. I feel like Pettis can get a little overconfident in the striking exchange. Oh, I can box him, and then oh fuck, gets kind of clipped. And
yeah, I think that's the one. The two things I think Poirier has to be worried about with Pettis is a random high kick, or getting caught on a takedown, or in a scramble. Because Pettis is really good at grabbing guillotines on dudes, or arm bars for that matter, but especially guillotines. Like, if you're catching Gil Melendez and Charles Oliveira in guillotines, like, those dudes are both very good at guillotines and very good at wrestling. More Gil than Charles when it comes to wrestling, but those are impressive stoppages, and people forget how fucking nasty that dude's choking is. Like, his run where he caught Benson and Gill back to back was like, that's some nasty jiu-jitsu right there. So I think that is something Dustin needs to be conscious of. Dustin is a very good grappler, and he's not generally super takedown heavy unless he gets clipped, and then he will duck under. But generally he looks to clinch from what I remember. But I'm a big Dustin fan. I think Dustin's record is one of the most underrated in the division. I mean, when you look at the runs he's gone on, he's fucking crushed big names that are bigger than him. Size-wise,
TKO Yancy Medeiros is a big guy.
Dude, Carlos Diego Ferreira, fucking Joseph Duffy, Bobby Green, like, these are all big names and big dudes, and he's fucked them up. And then Michael Johnson losses. The only real, like, when your losses are Michael Johnson and Conor McGregor and Cub Swanson and Chan Sung Jung,
yeah, Koreans, I mean,
and Danny Castillo, like, those are your losses. Those are all, like, championship level fighters even if they didn't actually achieve a championship. Like, any of those dudes could have been champion and probably were in other.
He submitted Jonathan Brookins back when Jonathan Brookins was the shit after tough.
Dude, Diego Brandao, Eric Cook, fucking Max Holloway, Aaron Cook, Max Holloway,
Akira Coruscant, over that motherfucker.
Like, just all
that guy
monsters.
has real good kickboxing.
People sleep on Dustin Poirier's record because he's just a grinder. Like, he has that fucking head down, like James Vick style, where he's like, I'll just fucking fight everybody, and then I'll just be undeniable.
He is from like New Orleans, pretty much. So
yeah, Louisiana at least for sure.
Somewhere there, probably Lafayette.
It says right there, Carangro.
Wait, where does it say where they're from?
Right there.
Oh, it is.
Right.
Oh yeah, Carangro.
I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm doing that wrong.
I'm thinking of Dana Cormier. He's from Lafayette, Louisiana.
Yeah. I fucking love DC. But I'm a big Dustin Poirier fan. I'm gonna go him as well. Cause you're going him, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I like him. The only way I see Pettis taking this really is if Pettis is able to get some kind of nasty submission in a scramble or like a random head kick. Yeah, like Dustin ducks into a head kick or something. Like, I don't see him catching him with the hands.
Yeah, no.
And
he is not outboxing.
I mean, it's possible, but it's the most likely options I see of Pettis is getting a win is probably catching a sub. Outside of that, maybe an ugly decision where he puts him against the cage, but Pettis is notoriously bad at doing that and generally gets beat like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go Poirier, but I do think it's gonna be a fun as hell main card. Some of the undercard is like kinda wishy-washy. Like there's some fight, like the Fight Pass prelims are rough. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like that's a rough Fight Pass prelim. But every time I say that, I feel like there's just a bunch of fucking knockouts back to back.
Yeah.
So, and then the preliminary card is actually really good, and the main card's pretty fucking solid, dude. For a fucking random Norfolk, Virginia card. By the way, guys, I know it's Norfolk. I know I'm saying Norfolk on purpose. I just want to make that very clear.
Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah, Norfolk, Virginia.
Virginia. Oh, yeah, isn't that how they say in Boston? Oh, that was a Louis C.K. joke. Coincidentally, he's being alleged for sexual harassment, so that's probably not good timing.
Well,
it's a Boston thing. They call it Virginia.
Norfolk him, Chris.
Yeah, fuck him. Norfolk him.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and wrap this episode here now that we are officially off the rails. But, Chris, do you have anything to plug? Any articles or anything you're working on?
I'm just working on my school project about the health benefits of medical cannabis.
Hey, shouts out to San Diego.
Yeah. Other than that,
cool.
I ain't working on shit except for just keep working on my internship. It's been fun working for Pacific Magazine, so that's been a lot of fun.
Cool. We will wrap this here. If you guys go on our Twitter, you can see a picture of Chris kicking it with Jeremy Stevens, which I don't know if we mentioned yet on this episode.
Oh yeah, I went to the Golds game last week. They were in town against Ontario Reign, and I saw on the big screen, hey, shout out to, they're like, they just an MMA fighter, Jeremy Stevens. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, where is he? And then once I looked like couple rows below, holy fuck, that's him.
Yeah, he sent me a text like, bro, I'm like 3 rows away from Jeremy Stevens. I'm like,
and then
go get a picture.
Yeah, and the next picture I'd send him was a picture of me with him, a couple friends of mine.
It's a real good one.
He was a really cool guy too. I just was like, hey Jeremy, a big fan of you, man. Don't mean to bother you, but can I just get a quick picture? And
it was a great picture too.
And he was like, yeah, man, I appreciate it. He shook my hand, and then I'm like, thanks, man. I'm just like, have a good one. So.
What was our artwork for this week?
Charlie Murphy.
You know what? Fuck Charlie Murphy. Our artwork for this week is Chris and Jeremy Stevens.
There we go.
So,
and for those who don't know who I look like, I am the asshole who's like right above his head.
Yeah, he's the one looking real happy about it.
Yeah.
Everybody in that picture is really happy. It's pretty great. Yeah. It's a good picture. So we will actually have that as our artwork. I totally lied to you guys earlier. I'm sorry. I'm not nice. So we'll go ahead and wrap that there. But as always, you guys can email the show, chris@thesoundofviolence.com, sovpod@gmail.com. Hit us up on Twitter, tsovpod, or the Pulver, or Chris Madaffer on Twitter, 1D2F.
Just Chris Madaffer, 1D2F.
There it is. And yeah, if you guys could give us, I heard ratings don't mean shit. So, I don't care. Do whatever you want with iTunes.
Give us a 1 for fun.
No, don't give us a 1.
Kidding.
Give us a 5, but you don't have to write shit. And, I don't know. Go sign up for MMA Tycoon and message me in game. You can find me. It's fucking hilarious. It's very fun. Salty Kawa. Hit me up. That game is cool as hell. It's free. And
Shout out to Fantasy. I am the current leader in quarter 2 by 3 points.
That's right. Yo, we forgot to mention on our Magwar. Who do you got this week on this card? Do you know?
I have... Who did I say? Oh, I have Joe Lozon. Well, good luck to me.
Ooh.
It's not a good one.
I mean, it's not a bad one, but it's not like the lineups
I tried to get Matt Brown, but that was you, motherfucker.
That's right. I got Matt Brown and Dustin Poirier. So
you lucky son of a
feel real
bitch.
good about it. Also, in my other league, I have Cesar Ferreira and... Oh, who's the other person? I forget who. Somebody else. Anyway, we'll go ahead and wrap this one here, but... As we said, you guys can hit us up. Let us know what MMA podcast we should be listening to. I have gotten 0 goddamn suggestions, even from you, Judo Bill Tyler. I want a goddamn suggestion. Although, actually, I should note, Judo Bill Tyler has given us an awesome movie commentary suggestion for a Stephen Bonner movie, which we will absolutely do in the future. So,
I know who was it? Was it you or Karen that mentioned Captain America: The Winter Soldier?
Oh yes, that's another one we're gonna have to do eventually. So. Look for those coming up. Next time we have weeks off of fights, which is, I think, next year. Something like that. But
I think you're right.
We will go ahead and wrap this one here, but hit us up. Give us some love. I don't know. Shit on the podcast. Do whatever you do. I don't care. I love you guys. Go check out MMAPodcast.com. That place is great. Kangaroos MMA in Sydney is tight. And we'll wrap this here. But until next time, everybody, go do something decadent. We out. Bye.